opponent tonight, the Toronto Raptors, who can no longer be labeled up and coming, as Vince Carter has transformed them into thrilling. Blazers, Raptors, next on TBS. And welcome to the Rose Garden in Portland, Oregon tonight. And the second half of our TBS NBA Monday, the Toronto Raptors playing their best basketball in their history against the Portland Trail Blazers, who come in with the second best record in the NBA. And welcome everybody. Dick Stockton along with Hubie Brown and Danny Ainge. Vince Carter may or may not be the next Michael Jordan, but as they say in the movie business, he is the next best thing. 51 points, an NBA season high. You saw the slam dunk contest and a big three-point basket to beat the Boston Celtics last week. He has been everything, but in this Toronto team, he is not the whole team at all.
In the offseason, Dick, they picked up Muggsy Bogues, Del Curry, Antonio Davis. They now have 8 players with heavy playoff experience. Now, as a team, they're in the top 6 in 3 key categories: shot blocking, assists, offensive rebounding. But the 2 diesel engines that make this team go are Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter. Now, you can see the points, but remember, Carter gets 21 shot attempts, McGrady only 12. The shooting is equal, the rebounding is there, and then also the assists. Now, Tracy McGrady has started the last 5 games. Now, along with getting double figures, how about 10 rebounds a game for a 2-guard? Not bad.
Pretty potent 1-2 punch for Toronto, Hubie. Meanwhile, as far as the Trailblazers are concerned, Damon Stoudemire, the starting point guard, not starting but could play because of a knee injury. Here's a team that's been written off because they're 1 game behind the Lakers, losing last week. But what does Toronto fear with what the Blazers have, Danny?
Well, first of all, they're going nowhere, and the Lakers know that, and everybody in the league knows that. This is a great basketball team, particularly defensively. But the advantage they have tonight is on the inside. Sabonis on the inside is a tough matchup for Antonio Davis. Rasheed Wallace is a tough matchup for Charles Oakley on the inside. Last game, they double-teamed him. They went to half-court traps to try to make up for some of that mismatch on the inside, and the Portland guards burned them for 60 points.
In the previous game, the Toronto Raptors were beaten by the Trailblazers. Let's see what happens tonight. It'll be the Raptors and the Blazers featuring Vince Carter.
I can see you, a shining star in my thoughts. You're never far. Little moments, light as air, perfect days everywhere. We belong together, you and I.
It is real in the hood, for real.
You know, you come in the hood, we give you that dirty stuff.
Coming through.
That good stuff, that good, beautiful stuff. You know, 'cause we play ball. We ball in the hood.
Yeah.
I want to give a suggestion to the pros. I don't know, next year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. Let's have an NBA All-Star game.
I'm with you.
Against the Hood All-Star. Let's do that. Street ball legends against NBA All-Stars.
Let the Tournament of Champions winner play the NBA All-Star.
We can do it. We can do
That's
it.
what I want. The Tournament of Champions to play the NBA All-Stars.
When you come in the hood,
When you come in the hood? I said when you come in the hood.
things change.
Y'all ain't ready. Y'all are not ready at all.
I need my light.
What light?
The light I ordered on your website.
This isn't the website. This is the store site.
You mean I can't get my light?
Not at this site.
Same store, same lights.
Different system, different sites.
I came in here because I thought I might...
Find the same things that were on the website.
Doesn't that seem right?
Now, in hindsight, if the site was tied to the website, then it would be easy for us to give you your light. Excellent insight, Dwight.
Forget it.
One company, one place for information. Now there's an idea.
Good night.
Coming right up, it's Game 2 of our TBS NBA Monday Double Dip. Couple of first-time All-Stars on the marquee. Half-man, half-amazing Vince Carter, Rasheed Wallace of the Blazers. Raptors in Portland. Next on TBS.
I am an American soldier. I am a member of the United States Army.
You are my brother. You are my sister.
You are brave
and full of courage.
You're my son.
You are my daughter.
You're a peacekeeper.
I am proud of my country and its flag.
You stand tall.
You make me proud.
You keep your promises.
You keep me safe. You're my hero.
You keep freedom alive.
For I am an American soldier.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals? Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue. So don't send the wrong signals. Get Selsun Power.
I saw it written and I saw it say, Bingo Moon is on its way.
Sickness, the final frontier. Rice?
You got it.
Thank you. Boils. The train's coming into the station. It's just not stopping. That's the one. Anything for that? Yahtzee! See you next week.
Even at the drugstore, you can do more with the American Express card.
All right, Kowalski, Russo, O'Brien, the rest of you. See you next week. Pipe down!
When you pick up Wendy's all-white meat nuggets...
You want to drive, hon?
You can't wait to eat them, son.
No thanks, Dad.
Wendy's 99-cent chicken nuggets. A small price to pay for great chicken.
Quit hawking the barbecue.
That's your third.
If I have to stop this car, someone's going to be sorry.
And back at the Rose Garden, the lineups tonight. The Toronto Raptors with their usual five, featuring Carter and McGrady for the Portland Trailblazers. Scottie Pippen will be the point guard tonight, with Damon Stoudemire not starting because of a knee injury, and Detlef Schrempf will start in his spot at the small forward position. And right now, let's send it out to Reggie Theus, the fourth member of our team.
All right, thanks a lot, Dick. Just a little bit more on this great matchup tonight, Scottie Pippen versus Carter. I talked to Scottie before the game, and he said that Vince Carter is like an infant out there. He jumps so high that when he gets above the rim, he's just trying to figure out what he wants to do next. And, of course, this is what Vince Carter had to say about Scottie Pippen.
He's a big part of that team. And I know tonight I'm just going to have to come out and offensively just be smart, and defensively be smart, because he knows the game. He has 6 rings. I have none. You know, he's been there longer than I have, so it's going to be important for my team to have me out there focused, just playing within the team concept.
Vince Carter, who scored 13 points and had only 3 rebounds in the first meeting between these teams back in January. Blazers come in 46-12. The Raptors 8 games over 500. The first time in the team history that they have been 8 games over 500. And the officials tonight: Ronnie Nunn, Ron Oleziak, and Mark Davis. Gary Grant has been activated, had tendonitis in the right knee from the injured list. He will be a backup point guard. Greg Anthony also available in the backcourt, as the tip is controlled by Portland.
Joe Klein injured himself at lunch today. And Detlef Schrempf told me he was the point guard, not Scottie Pippen, so we'll see us. They all want to play point guard.
Steve Smith with his first shot of the game, and the rebound by McGrady.
Toronto, fast-breaking team. They have 3 great finishers in Christie, Carter, and McGrady in the open floor.
Raptors have won 5 in a row, 3 on the road straight, as Christie misses a 3 to start the game. Toronto, much improved, along with Miami, have the best road record in the NBA, just a game below 500. Rasheed Wallace and Carter will come down with it.
The thing about this big Portland lineup, they really want to take advantage of Damon down on the post, and they always had a mismatch. Now they don't have any mismatches, and they're going to have to work from the outside.
Oakley hits a 2 to start the game in a contest of only perimeter shooting.
Well, Oakley's on a little bit of a tear. His scoring is down over previous years in his career. The rebounding is down a couple, but they love the toughness, and they like the matchup at the power forward position.
Here is Sabonis driving his way in, if you want to call it a drive, and it gets his own rebound and nearly tied up, and the Blazers come out. 1 on the shot clock, and a wild shot put up by Detlef Schrempf. And Portland gets the offensive rebound. Sabonis can't make it go, and yelling for a foul. Crowd also yelling for a foul, and they're a lot louder than Sabonis. And here is Carter driving in, and he'll be called for the charge.
I thought that was a good call. Ronnie Nunn took control of that one. That was a good call right there.
Yeah, I agree with you, Danny. You know, Vince was totally out of control. He just made up his mind that his first possession that he was going to take it to the rim and attack. But you can see right there, Sabonis, a man mountain, 7'3", you know, 290 pounds, takes up a lot of space.
Detlef Schrempf starting his 6th game of the year, gets the ball back, and Scottie Pippen defended by McGrady now, and a foul called on Scottie Pippen, and that will be on Charles Oakley.
See, the matchup tonight, Oakley is playing Sabonis. And if you noticed on the first ball that went into the post-up area, Oakley left Sabonis and went down inside to double team.
And a technical foul.
Yeah, Oak is pleading his case. Unfortunately for him, he is losing because he will not. You know, Ronnie Nunn walked away from him. I got to give Ronnie a lot of credit, but Oak just chased him down. A little bit like you when you were a player, a little bit feisty.
Yeah, I don't know what he was complaining about, though. I mean, so far, Sabonis is the one that's getting raked over the coals. He's the one that should have been getting a tee, not Oakley.
And Butch Carter, the Toronto coach, who has received an extension on his contract through the 2002-2003 season, has done a terrific job. And keep in mind that Carter was an assistant under Mike Dunleavy in Milwaukee for 5 years, so they know each other and how they like to play. Wallace feeding Sabonis for the basket.
See, there's a double team on the low post, and that's what hurt him the last time. They tried to double team him, and they're getting easy baskets from other places.
Well, the old rule, anytime your man leaves you to double team, big man, go right to the front of the rim. Sabonis was right there. Caught the pass.
Dunleavy's concern against Carter is that he'll give him the outside shot. He wants to limit the penetration. Pass is picked off by Oakley in the backcourt. Blazers lead 3-2, just the start of things here at the Rose Garden. In a pretty good matchup, and Pippen reaching in for the steal, called for the personal.
Ronnie Nunn right now is trying to take this game and get the physical play out of it. He sensed that it was getting too physical right from the beginning. He called a couple of quick ones to try to loosen up the defense a little bit.
Carter is averaging nearly 30 points a game since the All-Star break, including that NBA high 51 this year. And Antonio Davis missing from short range.
In the early going, everything is perimeter. The only time that we had somebody going to the basket is that monster of quickness, Sabonis, on 2 occasions.
That was a slow motion drive, if there ever was one. Here's Sabonis with the hook shot, and you can see how his body just kept Oakley away.
Oakley has no chance of defending him. He's so big. He's got a great touch. If they double team him, he's such a great passer. They got so many long bodies diving to the basket.
Trailblazers are at their 16-game winning streak, snapped last Tuesday against the Lakers. Here is Tracy McGrady, and the ball knocked away by Sabonis, last touched by Portland.
Now we know that anytime that McGrady and Carter put it on the floor, we know that they can blow by their defender. In the early going, we're seeing nice rotation by the back line for Portland.
Detlef Schrempf got his hand on the inbound pass, and alert play by the veteran. And here come the Blazers again.
Well, you got to take this. You got to take advantage of this.
And a double team on Wallace, and a pass to Sabonis is intercepted by Carter on a 3-on-1. He loops it up. McGrady is there. 16 on the shot clock for Toronto. And McGrady will fire away the rebound by Pippen.
In the game 1, the major problem for Toronto, too many jump shots.
And the lay-in no bad, and it's ruled off tipoff as offensive interference over the cylinder against Rasheed Wallace. It would have gone through, Hubie.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good point, because as he went up, he was hipped, and when he got hipped, he grabbed onto the rim. Keep an eye there. You can see he felt that he was hipped. You see how his body went out from under him, and he felt by grabbing the rim that should not have been offensive interference.
And the ball knocked away inside. And it is still Toronto ball. The Raptors off to a cold start, 1 for 6 shooting from the field, trailing by 3 points.
Oakley's been doing that hip check for about 12 years and getting away with it.
And you can if you've done it all the time. There is Davis missing a short hook shot. So Antonio Davis, the power forward, now starting at center since he's come over to Toronto, missing 2 close-in shots. Pippen for 3 misses, and the rebound taken by Smith. Reverse lay-in, and that doesn't go. A lot of missed shots early on. With 7:33 to go in the first, 5-2, the Trailblazers in front. Oakley with another misfire from the field. Toronto 1 of 8.
Now Antonio Davis just took an elbow right in the Adam's apple. He was trying to shake that off as he was coming down the floor.
10 on the shot clock. Steve Smith, the leading scorer for the Blazers. A lot of balance. Great pass to Rasheed Wallace. So Detlef Schrempf already making his veteran presence felt in the opening moments.
He's critical to this Portland team. We talked last time how important he's going to be come playoff time. And this is a lineup that's very interesting for Portland with Scottie Pippen, his versatility and able to play the point guard. They have no mismatches out there on the court defensively.
So Toronto with McGrady missing from the corner, now 1 for 9. Portland is 3 for 10 shooting in this game, so neither side burning it up.
Well, we're not seeing any continuity. Everything is one pass, and then someone makes a move.
Schrempf from Pippen, and the pass inside to Wallace, and a foul called, and that will go against Christie, and we'll have our first timeout with 6:34 remaining in the first quarter here at the Rose Garden. The alley-oop, we've seen it a couple of times, but this one worked to perfection. Trailblazers lead the Raptors by 5.
Yes!
That's 3 for me and 9 for you.
Come on, use the golf lingo.
1 birdie, 1 quintuple bogey.
That's all I'm asking.
Now let's talk about something I know. All right.
What's the AT&T one rate 7-cent plan?
Calls are just 7 cents a minute. All day, every day.
All right.
7 cents a minute. All day, every day.
Okay. I'm thinking of a number from 1 to 1 billion.
7.
Oh, you're good. You're very, very good.
Call 1-800-41-RATE to enroll.
If he doesn't get a diamond, he doesn't get me.
Not without a diamond.
If you want to get close, get the new Schick FX Diamond Razor. Alpha Diamond blades start sharper and stay sharper. For diamond closeness, shave after shave.
I wanted to get closer, so I bought him a diamond.
The Schick FX Diamond. The feel of smart design.
Okay, people, we got work to do. It's time to boogie. 5, 7, 6, 8. We take our job as NBA dance consultants very seriously. I need more. Like this. You have to feel the music. River dance. I used to be able to do this. Nice. I like it. Woo! Get it up now, get it up.
Are you guys sure about this?
Absolutely.
I would like to show you a post-up action. Detlef Schrempf has the ball here. The ball will go into Rasheed Wallace. Sabonis, who is here, his man will come down and double team. Watch Sabonis go right to the front of the rim. Always remember that when your man leaves you, big man, double teaming the post, always go to the front of the rim. You'll open yourself up. If they guard you, then the perimeter man at the top of the center is open for a three-point attempt.
The Trailblazers, and since the All-Star break, Arvydas Sabonis has been red hot. Defeated the Vancouver Grizzlies in their last game Friday by 10. The Raptors beating Vancouver on the road last night. That was the first sellout of the year in the Western Canada cities. Carter led with 28 points. But Portland, despite the loss to the Lakers last week, have won 12 of their last 13 games. As Rasheed Wallace, after the foul by Christie, on the free throw line.
Right now, Hubie, Vancouver. Toronto has got to get some inside baskets. They only had 20 total inside points in the first game, and right now they haven't even attempted. They had one little jump hook in the lane in the first half of the quarter.
I'm kind of surprised, Danny, that they're shooting so early with the shot clock with 16 to 18 seconds. Everything is perimeter. They're not even testing the defensive mobility of the Portland club.
Raptors trying to extend their winning streak to 6, which would tie their franchise high. Antonio Davis struggling offensively in the early going, as Toronto, with 11 possessions, have scored only 2 points in the game as we wind down to the halfway mark of the opening stanza. Schrempf misses a left-handed hook. Toronto with another chance. They scored the first 2 points of the game, and then the Trailblazers ran off 9 straight. Trying to steal the ball was Smith. And a whistle and a pushing foul called against Smith.
I'm just disappointed in the lack of movement. If you're going to get Vince Carter the ball tonight, you must work and be able to bring him off some kind of screens, whether they're stagger, double, or curls, because Scottie Pippen is going to be all over him and denying the initial move.
Carter gets inside, and he gets the basket in the foul, and that was the worst nightmare for Mike Dunleavy. He said, we want to stop the penetration. We'll give him the outside shot. So that goes against his strategy.
Well, Scottie Pippen right here goes for a steal, and so he doesn't give the weak side defense a chance to even react to the penetration by Carter. If he would just let him catch, play him, then he's going to get some help on the drive.
Personal foul was on Detlef Schrempf, and a 3-point play, the first points tonight for Vince Carter.
Well, no doubt about the size of Sabonis is causing problems for Antonio Davis and anyone else who thinks they're going to post in the post area.
Schrempf looking inside, and Sabonis now posting up, but before all of that happens, a foul called against Tracy McGrady. Very quiet here at the Rose Garden to start things, and for good reason, Danny. We haven't really seen, you mentioned, much continuity, many plays being run.
No, not yet. There hasn't been much intensity and not very many good plays yet.
One-hander on the alley-oop from Schrempf, and it was Sabonis who put it in.
Yeah, once again, they run a back screen, and Sabonis goes down inside. But how about how easy he made that catch look?
Christie missing from the perimeter, and Schrempf very nearly knocked it in. In fact, he's going to be called for goaltending. Detlef Schrempf, in his zeal to get the ball off of the rim on a missed shot, called for goaltending, and the basket is given to Christie.
I think Detlef actually grabbed that ball outside the rim, but took it into the rim.
It's worse in hockey when you score a goal, because they don't have as many points. 5:04 to go, and here's Wallace with the turnaround. Schrempf crashing the board, and Christie comes out with it. 4-point lead for the Trailblazers. Oakley goes in low. McGrady gets the basket. McGrady with his first points.
Well, it's interesting that they're using Oakley at the top of the circle tonight as a key passer in everything that they're doing. He's the main man trying to bring either Sabonis or Wallace up high, whoever picks him up in transition.
Pippen with 8 on the shot clock. Carter defending him. And there is Wallace, and he hits the shot. Rasheed Wallace with plenty of room now has 6. In fact, he and Sabonis have 12 of the 13 Portland points. 4:15 to go in the first quarter. Here is Oakley trying to find the range from the perimeter, and so far he hasn't been able to do it.
Well, everything that they run on the baseline for Toronto, they're ending up with 2 guys where one defensive man can play 2 because they're within 6 to 7 feet of one another.
That alley-oop didn't go, and it was Wallace from Scottie Pippen. They sure have tried enough of them, and Carter going behind his back, loses the ball. It's 3-on-2 now for the Trailblazers. Pippen to Smith for 3. And it isn't there, and Oakley pushes Pippen away for the rebound. Here is Vince Carter hitting. So Carter now with a very quiet 5 of Toronto's 11.
Well, Carter in transition, that's when he's at his best, getting some open looks in transition. As he's been going off all the screens along the baseline, Portland has been switching the picks.
Here is Sabonis going in, and they're going to call the charge as Oakley had position. So Sabonis picks up number 1.
Sabonis Sabonis is complaining, but that's a good call.
Yeah, that was a good call.
Sabonis is out of control. He got this same call at the other end. He shouldn't be complaining about this. He goes out of control to the basket, and there's Oakley standing right there.
See, a lot of people think that you cannot be moving. A defensive player can be moving because the dribbler is moving at an angle. He does not have to give up his space.
Raptors with a chance to tie the game, and Carter driving around the 7-3. Sabonis is fouled. That's 2 on Sabonis, and with all of the Raptors' problems shooting early on, they have an opportunity to tie the game right here.
Has anyone committed a foul tonight? I mean, we have nothing but major complaining on every single caller tonight.
We got Brian Grant coming into the game, QB, and right now he didn't even come out on the court and warm up before the game.
No, he and Sotomayor were not out there. You're right. And here is Grant, who has been dressed the last 3 games. Did not play against the Lakers. Did not play against Vancouver. He has suffered a strained arch, and he has come in the game. And he is a very good post defender for Mike Dunleavy's crew.
He's not having as good a year as he did last year when he had a great playoff series and a great regular season, but the injuries have kept him sidelined and just hasn't had the same kind of production that he's been having.
Well, Kevin Willis is in there now, another 7-footer. You can see what they're trying to do is trap Pippen, force Pippen to give up the ball, get Portland out of their early continuity.
Christie is guarding Pippen. Carter is defending Smith. Grant finds Schrempf for the fall-away. Detlef Schrempf, who can beat you a lot of ways around the basket, at 6'10", gives the lead back to Portland after the Raptors came back to tie it up.
Now, in the first game, when they ran that half-court trap against Portland, Damon Stoudemire really made him pay. His penetration, his quickness, his ability to hit those in-between shots was devastating to their half-court defense.
And the carry is called against Kevin Willis, and he nodded over to Ronnie Nunn. You're right, it was a good call on the violation. And so the ball will go over to Toronto. So Willis, the starting center last year for Toronto, with Antonio Davis on the scene, goes to the bench. Timeout. The Blazers lead by 2.
CNN Sports Illustrated, the sports network more people are switching to. Call your cable or satellite provider.
I saw it written and I saw it say, Finger Moon is on its way.
Enough of you, baby.
Well, you know, they're playing and they're having an incredible season, but we're right there. We got the 3rd best record in the league, and nobody's talking about us. So we just want to be in the weeds, stay low until the playoffs come and see what happens then.
And the Portland Trailblazers, 3rd, but the Utah Jazz, people put them away, thought that the window had closed. Not the case.
6 losses in a row. Everyone buried them, and I would hate to bury that team. I still think that, you know, they're going to be as good as Hornacek, Stockton, and Malone can carry them.
And then Gilliam and Isley must be able to come off the bench and add that little spark for them.
2:33 remaining here in the first quarter. Dick Stockton, Hubie Brown, Danny Ainge, and Reggie Theus with us tonight. The Raptors, they've been hot. They have won 3 in a row on the road and can get to 500 away from home with a victory. Here is Smith hitting a 3. And this is a team that had 8 3-point baskets out of 11 tries in their first meeting.
They're so concerned on the inside game. They're bumping so long, and Steve Smith's coming off that double screen wide open.
5-point lead for the Trailblazers. Carter guarded by Smith. He comes back. Grant the rebound. Under 2 minutes to go in the first.
With Scottie Pippen playing on the point, Danny, he's not even involved offensively. You know, the movement isn't there. And if they're not going to get him any shot attempts, then Detlef Schrempf has got to become some kind of a potential threat here so that they get that third guy in the mix.
Well, Detlef has given us a little bit of a lift, this Portland team, a lift right now. But they're trying to post up Wallace on the inside, and if they're paying attention to him, they're putting Detlef on and Steve Smith on the weak side for the shooters.
Tracy McGrady picking up his second personal foul, goes to the bench, and Del Curry, who really saved the Raptors in Vancouver with 16 points off the bench on 6 of 7 shooting, has come in the game. Good man to have around. Steve Smith now with 6. So Wallace, Sabonis, and Smith, that's the balance the Blazers have, all with 6 points. Portland opening up a 7-point lead with 1:25 to go in the first. Willis posting up against Grant. This is the turnaround.
They have not been able to get an offensive rebound yet. Everything is one player deep, 4 guys out on the perimeter, no one crashing the offensive boards.
Kevin Willis, for the first time in his career, I've noticed he's starting to show his age a little bit.
But not Scottie Pippen, although those are his first points of the game. 9-point lead for the Portland Trailblazers after Toronto came back to tie the game at 13. Under a minute remaining in the first. Carter has scored 7 points tonight, and he'll fire and hit a 2-point field goal. His foot was on the line, so Carter with 9.
I liked a little bit of action there. They gave him a screen on the opposite side of the floor, and then also a halfway screen. But you can see he just froze Scottie Pippen. Pippen very concerned with whether he'd take him off the dribble.
Smith steps back and misses the shot. The rebound by Christie. Checks the clock. He's got 25 and 21 on the shot clock. There you see the differential. 7-point lead for the Trailblazers in what has been a logy first quarter here in Portland. Here is Christie for 3, and it bounces off the glass. So Jeff Christie gets a rise out of his teammates, if not the stoic crowd, and it's now a 4-point game. Final seconds of the first quarter, and here is Scottie Pippen high up, and he gets the basket. Good touch by Scottie at the buzzer, and that'll do it as all 5 starters for the Blazers scoring, and that's what they're all about. They lead by 6 after 1.
Right here, Scottie Pippen just waits for the shot clock to go down. He knows he can get the shot anytime. He's got those long arms, and he's not showing any age. He's got a lot of basketball left in that 35-year-old body.
So after 1 quarter of play here at the Rose Garden, the Trailblazers lead the Raptors 24-18.
Wednesday night on Ripley's Believe It or Not. A top model risks it all. A plumber dives to the depths of gross and the scariest sculptures you've ever seen. Ripley's Believe It or Not. Wednesday night at 8:05 Eastern, only on TBS Superstation.
Tuesday, it's movies for girls who like movies.
It is going to be a great party.
Steel Magnolias. My Girl Too. Peggy Sue Got Married. Make up for Valentine's Day.
Men are the most horrible creatures, honey.
Tuesday night at 8:05 Eastern on the Superstation.
I have 48 employees. I have an 8-member management committee. I also have 3 5-year-old sons. I don't need someone else raising questions. I need someone who can give me answers.
At Lincoln Financial Group, you tell us your goals, your situation, and your concerns. We'll provide clear, understandable solutions to help you manage your finances. Lincoln Financial Group, clear solutions in a complex world.
Deceiving as I'm feeling the flesh make me bad.
Every part of your business can now benefit from the internet. Microsoft Windows 2000 was built for the internet. The business internet starts with Microsoft.
Why did you get off the plane?
I got this feeling. I saw Death's plan. It's not finished. I know who's next.
What are you, God now?
Rated R.
Well, we're pleased and delighted that Butch Carter has acquiesced to wearing a microphone tonight. Here's some of his reactions in that first quarter.
Stop the ball. Stop the ball. No top, Doug. No swing. No swing. No swing, Doug. No swing. Yo, fist now. Fist now. Stay, Mac. Move up, AD. Move up, AD. Green, Kevin. Green, Kevin. Green. Green. No, come on, Vince.
And that was Pippen's basket.
Well, if the players would learn to talk on defense like the coach, they have a really good defensive team.
Very well put. Start of the second quarter. Carter with Curry, Oakley, Willis, and Christie for Toronto. Stacey Augmon, and forward, has come in, as well as Greg Anthony, the backup point guard. Del Curry doing what he does best, hitting a three. And the Raptors have climbed to within 3 now.
Well, that's definitely a defensive breakdown. Mike Dunleavy said that was one of the couple keys. Don't let Vince Carter get the lobs, and don't let Del Curry get the open shots.
Well, you know, when Curry comes in and D. Brown, between them, they attempt 9 threes a night. So you know you have to stay with them and hug them.
Rasheed Wallace on the turnaround, and it drops, and there is a foul as well, but that will go against Grant of the Trailblazers. The basket will count, and Wallace leading with 8 points now.
You can see Brian Grant is just not the same player that he was last year. He's trying to get physical right there, but he made it so obvious. He just grabbed Kevin Willis and threw him out of the way and got that foul. But he's trying out there, but he just looks half of what he once was.
Well, anytime I feel, Danny, I mean, you were the player. Anytime you have an arch and a heel problem and the pain stays with you, you kind of lose confidence in your hop and your quickness, and especially him. I mean, he's really a tough hombre.
And the rebound taken down by Smith after Curry Smith. And don't forget the offseason knee surgery. On top of that, Smith is bumped by Del Curry, and the foul is called. Opening moments here of the second quarter, and the Trailblazers leading by 5.
Yeah, you know, getting back to Brian Grant, though, he's such a big part of this team and what they're doing. He's a free agent this summer, but, you know, they need him. If they're going to beat the Lakers, they need Brian Grant healthy, and he's had injury problems his whole career.
Here's Stacey Augmon, who hasn't seen much action as of late. The ball tipped out. Grant with a quick pass to Wallace. Brian Grant alert that time. Got it to Rasheed Wallace.
I like Danny's point of Grant because he's such a team player, and if he can get back to the double-figure points, to shooting the 50%, and then give you the double-figure rebounds, then all of a sudden you have a nice 3-man rotation at power forward and center.
Here is Carter driving around. Augmon stops and hits at the baseline. I think that's a possible move to stop by anyone. And Carter now with 11 points.
Well, that's nothing more than a guy who has nothing making something happen because of incredible athleticism.
Carter got a technical foul last night against Vancouver. Double team on Smith, leaving Grant, and a great feed. So Grant, the last 2 times down the floor, has made great passes that time to Augmon.
I don't know why they're running at Brian Grant at 18 feet from the basket. I think they should concede that shot and box everybody else out. But, you know, Vince Carter is doing all this offense against Scottie Pippen and Stacey Augmon, arguably 2 of the best small forward defenders in the league.
The lead is 7 for the Trailblazers. Portland, after a slow start, came back to tie the game at 13, and Willis just lost Brian Grant for his first point.
Well, Brian Grant was laying on him, and anytime you have that, when you make the catch and you do that quick spin move, you have him because he's off balance.
The lead is 5 for Portland, and here is Smith going behind to Rasheed Wallace, who hits. He was wide open for that basket.
I hate to keep harping on this, but they need to get Brian Grant out of the game and let him rest for another couple of weeks, because he's struggling out there, even though he's made a couple of nice plays.
And we'll have a Portland foul called against Rasheed Wallace, who is off to a hot start. 5 of 8 from the field, 12 points to lead the Trailblazers. Carter, meanwhile, that's Vince, 11.
Good evening, folks.
Hold the door, hold the door. Hey, hold that elevator. Hold it. One more. Whoa. Hey, open the door. Somebody get that, please. People, somebody press the button. Frank, come on, I can see you in there. Please open the door. Hey, come on, we're reasonable people here. Hey, look. Oh, that's my Bud Light.
Hit it, Frank.
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
I can't shake them.
Is this going on?
Make it a Bud Light.
With our most advanced four-wheel drive system ever, QuadraDrive, Jeep Grand Cherokee goes where you could encounter anything. So we tested for anything.
Flat TV from Philips, a new way to look at television.
That's Damon Stoudemire, unable to start because of an injury to his knee. Stoudemire was the leading scorer, played a big game in the victory at Toronto. In fact, his first visit back to his former team as he led the Trailblazers with 22 points, had 5 assists and 4 rebounds in the convincing victory in Toronto back in January.
They need Damon out there for energy, getting the ball into the paint and penetrating on those seams against all that trapping by Toronto.
How about the energy? What about Muggsy Bogues coming in for Toronto, Hubie?
Well, the reason why Toronto went out to pick up Muggsy, he's played extremely well for them because they wanted a guy that could change tempo. They did not have a point guard in their group that could push the action to make it happen. Now, that forced Portland to come with Greg Anthony right now to match up with him and not to stay big.
Carter missing from the corner, the rebound by Sabonis. So Muggsy Bogues in his 13th year, 9 of them, and a little more than 9 with Charlotte. Only 5'3", but a great spark plug and a great role player off the bench. Here's Stacey Augmon hitting the open shot.
That's an ugly looking shot, but he's been making some of his shots. You know, he's become a very effective offensive player in spite of that shot.
Anthony is on Bogues. Bonzi Wells into the game, and he comes over, swats the ball away from McGrady, who has come back in the game. In fact, Portland going deep into their bench. Jermaine O'Neal also checking in, but McGrady was fouled.
Yeah, McGrady has been very quiet in the early going. And we said that up until now, we're not seeing a flow. And by that, we mean a flow of the offense for Toronto that's going to free up people where they get that one good step so that when they make the catch, they can either take the shot or they have such an advantage that something good will happen to break down the rest of the defense. We're not seeing that. We're seeing a lot of one-on-one action.
Here are the upcoming games on Turner Sports. Tomorrow on TNT, the Suns go against the Rockets. Next week on TBS NBA Monday, the Celtics and the Pistons. Coverage for both games begin at 8 p.m. Eastern. So Tracy McGrady, who is playing with 2 personal fouls, brings the Raptors to within 7. And here is Augmon, and Anthony will fire for 3, and that nearly went in, bounced off the glass. McGrady getting the rebound. And here is the pass. Muggsy Bogues to Vince Carter. A spectacular play on both ends.
It looked like he did the swim move. He had to hang in the air. He was going to go with his left hand or his right hand, and then he went with the other hand.
That one looked like it was going right over the backboard.
And that got the rise out of the crowd like we haven't heard tonight. 5-point lead now for the Trailblazers. Augmon spinning his way in, and it's blocked. Willis among the 2 defenders inside. Here's Muggsy again. Tries to pass, and he does, and the basket by Tracy McGrady. And Toronto has been up-tempo since Muggsy's gone in.
See, right now they're taking a good 20-second timeout. Since Muggsy Bogues has come in, they come down in defensively, Toronto, and they set up in a 1-2-2. Now they're basically matched up. But if you're going to try to take Muggsy Bogues off the dribble, they're going to trap you, and then they rotate into this zone trap from the top of the circle back. Let's see what happens. Now, in the game in Toronto, Portland riddled it, made 9 threes, and did a great job. Now, you can see right here, this is just a great catch, a great throw by Muggsy Bogues, and a fantastic catch by Carter. This is just incredible.
It's unbelievable how long he caught that ball. He's got long arms, but Muggsy really has given him a great deal of energy coming in just in a short time he's been on the court.
Raptors have outscored the Trailblazers 6-0 since Mr. Bogues has entered the scene. The lead is 3 for Portland, although the Trailblazers have been shooting the ball a lot better since the early going. Bonzi Wells from the corner. Stacey Augmon tried to keep it alive.
This lineup out here, Hubie, is just inviting it. They don't have any shooters out on the perimeter for Portland.
No, so why not stay? Just hug the lane, play a tight 1-2-2 zone, force them to take the shots, and they've got to make them.
Antonio Davis, and it drops for him. And now the Raptors have come within 1. They were down by 9. They've come to within a point.
Yeah, they're going to stay within this thing. See, by keeping Boguesy on the wing, it's better because now all he is doing is playing a shooter who's way out in a three-point area.
Steal by Bogues, and the ball deflected back into the hands of Muggsy. And here is Carter for 3, and he's got it. And the Toronto Raptors take their first lead since the opening basket of the game. It's 36-34, Toronto.
Hey, since they brought in Muggsy Bogues, you're right. The tempo did change in the game. Not so much in the fact that he's going with the dribble, but the fact that the defense has changed, and it has forced Portland into some confusion.
Wells missing, and Carter the rebound. Carter doing a good job on Wells. It dribbles out of the traffic.
Get it up.
And Carter throws to Muggsy Bogues, and he throws up the air ball, but Willis is there to
That was a
clean up.
pass.
Yeah, but that was a pass.
That was a pass. They get Muggsy assists on those.
Well, you guys are very partial to Muggsy Bogues because he has added life to the game, and life is what we needed.
Hey, listen, Muggsy Bogues is a phenomenon. The guy is only 5'3" on a good day. And when you think the fact that he was able to excel in the ACC at Wake Forest, has been in this league, this is his 13th year, it is an incredible story.
It's a 13-0 run, Toronto.
Considering how well it handles the elements under the road, it's no surprise that our most advanced 4x4 ever performs so well on the road. Jeep Grand Cherokee. A quadricoil suspension and advanced steering system give it an agile, responsive ride on any surface.
Tuesday night, see Steve Francis, the high-flying rookie sensation, lead the Rockets' attack against Jason Kidd and the Suns. Suns, Rockets. Tomorrow night at 8, the NBA on TNT. Get game.
A TBS Superstation World Broadcast premiere.
Lieutenant Hemingway reporting for duty.
He fought the First War. He loved the wrong woman.
You're in love with me?
Oh, I am I?
Wasn't supposed to be like this.
Close your eyes.
Looks as though the best man has been granted the lady's favor after all. Oh, you're right, Harry. And it was granted to me the other night, in her bed.
He was never the same. The true story
I came here because I was looking for something.
of the defining moment of an American legend you only thought you knew.
If I'm gonna end up being less than all of me, I'd rather be dead.
Chris O'Donnell, Sandra Bullock. Break all the rules in Love and War. The world broadcast premiere, March 19th at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on TBS Superstation.
Toronto now leading by 4, but coming up Sunday at 8 Eastern on TBS, a Superstation premiere.
This is your final boarding call.
We have a code red.
Captain, we're having more turbulence.
I see the wire.
Cut it now.
Captain.
Well, since Muggsy Bogues has come in the game, the Raptors on a 13-0 run, and Muggsy has 4 assists and 1 steal.
Well, since he's come in the game, this tight 1-2-2 matchup zone is definitely causing problems. Sometimes Bogues is on the top, sometimes he's on the wing. They are conceding the corner shots, which were threes. In Toronto, they made them. They made 9 threes against this trap.
Vince Carter out of the game, replaced by Del Curry. Carter has scored 16. Pippen for 3. Long rebound. Wells tried to get it inside. Curry with a good play, knocking it away.
Great defense right there. You know, Portland is really struggling, and Toronto's doing a good job of making them shoot the ball from the perimeter, and that zone trap has done a good job.
Willis posting up against Rasheed Wallace, and Wallace beat him as Willis goes baseline to get his 6th point of the game. Wallace.
That's the second time he's done that same move. He's allowing you to put your weight on him. He fakes going to his left. He baseline spins, and it's been 2 layups.
Sabonis with a reverse layup attempt, and it's tapped in by Wells, breaking a 15-0 run.
Well, you've got to pay attention to Bonzi Wells. He's outstanding 2-guard on the offensive board.
Just under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. The Toronto Raptors, trailing by as many as 9 points, have come back to take the lead on a 15-0 run. They're going to give Bogues open for the 3. Oh, it goes through. It's working for Muggsy tonight. A high bounce, and the ball went through for the basket.
Well, you can see Muggsy Bogues' man is leaving and going any time that a Toronto Raptor puts the ball on the floor. His man is leaving to double team. They are conceding the perimeter shot. But Muggsy is on a streak. He's having an excellent year this year. He's shooting a very high percentage, and he's doing a great job when he gets on the foul line, shooting 92%. And it's his night tonight.
I know. The other night against Boston, he had 4 for 4, 6 for 6 from the field, and 8 for 8 from the free throw line.
There's Rasheed Wallace from Wells, and I'll tell you, the lob pass or the alley-oop has been the best play the Blazers have had.
Well, see, it's there, Dick, because Del Curry rotates down in the zone on that side, and he's giving away too much size to Wallace.
Here is Tracy McGrady. Pippen is staying with him. Came out of high school and has matured tremendously in this his 2nd year. Willis with 3 on the shot clock. Pippen got a piece of it. And now 2 seconds on the shot clock for the Raptors.
I'm surprised that Willis did not hit McGrady on the cut, because Pippen went right back in there and double teamed. McGrady was open. Now this, you got 2 seconds up there right now, so you want to come out of this timeout with some kind of a organized play here to get a high percentage shot.
Well, the Toronto Raptors, who are 4 for 6 from 3-point range, coming back, and they have the edge over the alley-oop Blazers to this point, 43-38.
The wind howled through the trees. The monster had escaped. Danger lurked around every corner. He could be anywhere, even inside the house.
What happened to the monster?
Let's read something else.
Dad, are you scared?
It was a beautiful day.
Don't be afraid to read to your kids.
How far do you have to go to be the best on Earth? A long, long way. Introducing an all-new ATV with Honda's legendary reliability. Available with push-button shifting and 4-wheel drive. The new Honda Rancher for the ranch we call Earth.
Never thought we'd get that brother of yours married off.
Yeah, no kidding.
How you doing? How's the kids?
Kids are good. You know, we're thinking of buying a house.
You got the down payment saved?
We're getting there.
How about your credit?
I don't know.
You don't know? You think buying a house is like buying a loaf of bread?
Understanding your credit is the first step toward owning a home. Call for the new free guide on credit from the Fannie Mae Foundation and for a list of lenders and credit counselors.
TBS NBA Monday is brought to you by Jeep Grand Cherokee with available Quadra Drive, our most advanced 4-wheel drive system ever. And by the Fannie Mae Foundation, showing America a new way home.
Just under 4 minutes to go. Vince Carter has been on the bench, but he has scored 16, guys.
Well, you can see that was really a difficult off-balance shot. And then you have to get right with him. Anytime that he back cuts, you've got to keep a forearm on him because the lob is always there. Then in transition, he's such a tough cover because when he makes the catch, there's always the threat that he's going to blow by you. Guys would rather concede the jump shot than have him dunk on top of him.
And the leading scorer since the All-Star break, and Vince Carter leading the way, averaging nearly 30 points a game, and he is back in the lineup for the Toronto Raptors, and Muggsy Bogues knocking the ball away. Scottie Pippen looking down at Muggsy. That was a pretty good snapshot right there.
Well, Muggsy comes up to his number. I mean, that's about it.
When Muggsy's out there, you know, playing against him so many years like I did, you got to keep your eye on that guy. Whoever he's guarding, you try to let someone else bring the ball up the court.
Greg Anthony hitting his three-point basket, his first points of the game, and he is one of the best Blazers in that department, bringing Portland to within 2 points with under 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Anthony guarding Bogues. McGrady being defended by Wells, and McGrady off the front rim, and a foul under the basket, and that will be against Wells, his second.
Now they just ran a staggered screen for McGrady to come from the left side of the floor to the right, and then when you make that catch, you're in a situation where you're about 18 feet from the basket. You have the jump shot, or you have the ability to go one-on-one. Cardinal rule of defense: do not foul the jump shot.
Tracy McGrady, who has started the last 6 games coming into this game, and the Raptors 5-1 since they made him the shooting guard in this situation. They're making Doug Christie the point guard.
They're making him a starter because they want him to sign there. They want him to come back, but he's a good player. He's worthy of that starting job.
Well, as Butch Carter said, he earned the starting role because he began to practice like he plays and won the respect of his team. Good ball movement as Wallace getting the ball into Sabonis.
Yeah, I like what they did there. Anytime that you hit on the foul line extended against this 1-2-2 and you dive the opposite big man, you've got the inside position.
Antonio Davis driving in against Sabonis. And right there is McGrady, and no basket. Traveling call against McGrady before the shot.
Good offensive rebound. Sabonis' presence, though, made Tracy shuffle his feet.
Yeah, to Sabonis tonight, his lack of quickness is to his advantage because he's not getting himself in a difficult situation to foul anyone. He just stays there and he raises his hands, and they cannot shoot up over the top.
Wallace missing from the perimeter as Portland looking to regain the lead after trailing by 7. They were up by 9 earlier. So we have had great contrast in this game. As Wallace from Anthony. Good ball movement. Wallace has 16 points, 10 here in the second quarter.
Scoring in so many different ways, too. I mean, Wallace has got a whole high wire act of his own trying to show up Vince Carter.
Trailblazers regain the lead, 45-44, no basket. And the offensive foul is called against the Raptors, and that will be called against Antonio Davis.
Yeah, I like that call. They are not going to allow you to set a screen and then move. That's one of the rules that they put in, and they said that they would emphasize this year. They called it early in the year, every single night. Everyone was uniformed. Now we're starting to get a little lackadaisical because we're into March. Here's that trap now to get them to give it up.
Wallace, Smith, and McGrady comes out to prevent Smith from getting the shot off. Now will drive to the basket. Very tough shot by Smith. Portland now on an 11-1 run themselves.
Well, McGrady was trying to avoid getting fouled. He went for the block shot, but you can't let Steve Smith get into the middle of the court.
1:40 to go. Christie at the point right now, and Carter. That's Vince. Now Willis, McGrady, and Antonio Davis. Willis falls down, and the Trailblazers try to get it back. And good hustle, and they're going to call a kick ball, and that will be against Toronto. So the Trailblazers will have it with 1:26 to go in the half, leading by 3. And want to remind you, coming up on the AT&T halftime report, Ernie Johnson in the studio, along with Kenny Smith, scores and highlights, including the Lakers going for 16 straight, which would match the longest winning streak of the year. And they had it earlier in an update on the firing of the Detroit Pistons coach Alvin Gentry. And of course, in case you haven't heard it, Charles Barkley joining the Turner Sports team in our studios.
Oh no.
Yes.
I'll be watching that. I guarantee it. That guy's hysterical.
You'll be driving him to and from his assignments.
Absolutely. Well, Charles lives in Phoenix, so you know, we'll be catching some of the same flights here and there.
Always has something to say.
Yeah. Maybe that means he's going to postpone his political career.
1:26 remaining in the first half, as Anthony and Pippen will bring it up with Sabonis, Smith, and Rasheed Wallace. Wallace having a terrific first half. Sabonis driving in and doesn't get it, and a loose ball foul is called against the Trailblazers, and that'll be on Scottie Pippen, his second personal foul.
That's such a difficult call for a referee, mainly because two guys are going for the basketball and they're coming from different directions, and you have to establish which guy has position first, and it's very difficult to penalize a guy in that. You know, to me, you would have liked to have rather have seen a non-call right there.
I agree 100%. These officials, though, like you said, Hubie, you know, Ronnie Nunn's made some pretty tight calls tonight. Like we said early in the year, the hand checking, he called it carrying the ball that we hardly ever see called. And those were the things that, as a coach, we were taught they were going to emphasize this year. And the last couple of weeks since the All-Star break, they've quit that, and the game has become more physical. And tonight, I think he particularly has done a good job of bringing that back.
I agree with that. Yeah, Ronnie's having a good game.
Antonio Davis can make 1 out of 2. And the lead for the Trailblazers is 2 points as we wind down to a minute remaining in the first half, and the 13 now on the shot clock. Sabonis is posting up against Willis. 6 now on the clock. Sabonis working his way in and gets the bounce. Tough shot. Awkward shot, but he gets the basket. 10 for Sabonis.
That guy, he cracks me up, man. He just, I don't know, he just looks so awkward doing that, but he's effective down there on the block with that big body and that great touch and vision.
Trailblazers by 4. Carter with 16 points, firing over Detlef Schrempf, and chasing his own rebound and getting it. Good hustle by Vince Carter. Now he finds an opening, tries to pass it. Willis took the shot instead and scored. That's called manufacturing points.
That's called luck.
To some it would be luck. And some with a lot of ability.
Yeah, Vince was fortunate. He tried to thread a needle, and fortunately for Toronto, the ball came right back to him.
Getting the basket is Greg Anthony. Anthony, who's been bothered himself with an Achilles problem, getting the basket to give the Blazers a 4-point advantage.
Yeah, basket interference here. Look, tell you to the left of the screen, you're going to see Carter. Carter's going to come right in there. You're not allowed to touch the ball once it touches the glass.
Well, they've been doing a good job of helping on that screen the last 5 or 6 possessions, and that time Kevin Willis didn't make any effort to slow down Greg Anthony at all.
Folks committed a foul in the 3-point play. So a 5-point lead for Portland. Final seconds of the first half. And here is Christie guarded by the taller Wallace. Time running out with less than a second and a half, and the scoop shot doesn't go. And that'll do it. Wallace on Christie, and not much that Doug Christie could do. And that is the end of the first half. Here in Portland, Vince Carter with 18 points, leading Toronto. Rasheed Wallace 16, topping Portland. Let's send it out to Reggie Theus.
Hey, Dick, Rasheed, you are have your own version of playing above the rim. You guys have dominated in the low post tonight.
We're just going hard. You know, Kevin Willis and Antonio Davis, they down there. Davis, they down there doing their thing, trying to make it hard, but we're just trying to outlast them.
Now, something you guys do very well as a big team. You have 7 assists total as your big man. Is this something you knew you could do against this team?
Well, we knew they were going to come in double as soon as the ball got in the post. Just a matter of passing it out, simple basketball.
All right, good luck in the second half. Dick?
All right, so a couple of former North Carolina Tar Heels, the top scorers, with Carter with 18, Wallace with 16, and at intermission, The Trailblazers lead the Raptors 52-47. When we come back, Ernie Johnson and company in our studio.
NBA 2-ball. That's NBA 2-ball. Take the shot.
With our most advanced four-wheel drive system ever, QuadraDrive, Jeep Grand Cherokee goes where you could encounter anything. So we tested for anything.
Introducing the H-Bomb, the only shoe chosen by all 3 finalists in this year's Dunk Fest. H-Bomb soles are filled with hydrogen. Hydrogen can be flammable and must be kept away from an open flame, but it's 10 times lighter than air. So when you go up in your H-Bombs, baby, you ain't never coming down.
You're a lawyer? Hell no. I hate lawyers. I just work for them.
She knew how to make a scene.
What makes you think you can walk in there and find what we need?
They're called boobs, Ed.
Make a point.
We can get them.
They're a huge corporation.
Kind of like David and what's his name?
And make a difference.
They're all signed.
How did you do this?
Seeing as how I have no brains or legal expertise, I just went out there and performed 634 sexual favors. I'm really quite tired.
Julia Roberts is Erin Brockovich. Rated R. Sneak preview Saturday night.
Dandruff, scratching, itching? Use Neutrogena T-Gel Stubborn Itch Control with cooling menthol you feel on contact. Unlike self-control, it works. Ask any dermatologist.
Here you go.
Thanks. Everyone loves Wendy's chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets, please.
Didn't I just see you?
They're all white meat.
Nuggets, please.
That was quick.
And just 99 cents.
Chicken nuggets, please.
They had me going for a minute.
A small price to pay for great chicken.
AT&T Halftime Report is brought to you by AT&T. It's all within your reach.
Our nightcap on TBS NBA Monday. Vince Carter and the Toronto Raptors down 5 to the Portland Trailblazers at the Rose Garden. Vince Carter with 18 first-half points, and Rasheed Wallace has 16. Couple of Tar Heels getting it done, all-stars, the one all-star from each team. And we were going to talk to Kenny about that here on the AT&T Halftime Report. But no, we're just going to talk about the Raptors being kind of streaky, riding a 5-game winning streak into this one.
Well, the Tar Heels, okay, no, we'll talk about the 5-game winning
Wherever
streak.
you want to go.
No, we'll talk about the 5-game winning streak. Here's a team that, you know, they play so streaky. They have 5-game winning streaks, and then you'll see them lose 4 games in a row, 3 games in a row. And I really believe they have a great mix of veterans and youth. And I think right now, the veterans are starting to take over, saying they can get up for this time of the season. I think earlier in the year, it was very difficult for those veteran guys, the Muggsy Bogues, the Kevin Willises, to get excited about the season. And now they're getting excited. They see the playoff. They start smelling things. They're like, we're right here. We can smell it. Let's take over. And now that supporting cast with Vince Carter is starting to come up.
Muggsy Bogues, a huge impact in the first half. He kind of keyed that 15-0 run for Toronto, got them right back in that game. They led for a bit, and now it's 52-47. The Blazers with the lead over the Raptors. 7 games on the schedule tonight, and let's run the fast break and bring us some of the scores. Games in progress right now, including the Lakers and the Clippers. They're at the break, and the Lakers leading at 56-55. Shaq on his 28th birthday has 26 points in the first half. The Sacramento Kings out to a 59-49 lead over the Dallas Mavericks. They are at the break. San Antonio and New Jersey. It goes to the Spurs 106-104. That's 6 two-point losses for the New Jersey Nets this year. The Milwaukee Bucks all over the Hawks, 111-78. The Orlando Magic beat the Washington Wizards. Pat Garrity's bucket at the buzzer did it, 87-85. The Phoenix Suns in Game 1 of our TBS Monday double dip beat the Miami Heat 100-92. The Detroit Pistons have fired Alvin Gentry, with the club losing 7 out of 10 since the All-Star break. They have dipped 2 games below the 500 mark, 28-30. George Irvin, one of Gentry's assistants, gets the reins on an interim basis, makes his debut on Wednesday night. Back with more on the AT&T Halftime Report in just a second. Scottie Pippen and the Portland Trail Blazers playing in front of the home folks at the Rose Garden and leading by a handful.
You know, we might get hounded by fans out here. I am David Duvall.
Oh, hey.
Yo, guys! Here we go.
Is that AT&T one-rate 7-cent plan good all the time?
Yes, it is.
Thanks.
Hey. There are no time restrictions?
7 cents all day, every day.
Well, that's a heck of a plan, Dave.
Hey, phone guy!
That's unfortunate.
7 cents a minute, all day, every day.
Excuse me.
It's all day, every day.
Hey, stick to the golf, huh?
I can see you, a shining star in my thoughts. You're never far. Little moments, light as air. Perfect days everywhere. We belong together, you and I.
Whatever life throws your way, you gotta be ready. No sweat. You've got new Speed Stick Clear Stick Antiperspirant. Unlike gels, new Clear Stick goes on dry to keep you dry. And dry, clearly, is the whole idea. New Speed Stick Clear Stick.
Crispy, peanut buttery taste. Bite my Butterfinger. All gone, homie.
Can I at least smell your breath?
It is more than a trial by fire. It is a rite of passage. And if you can master your fear, outsmart your enemy, and never yield even to yourself, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Back at you with the AT&T Halftime Report. I guess you could call this Shaq's birthday suit if you wanted to. He's 28 years old today. You know who else has a birthday today? Greg Ostertag, his good buddy. Anyway, there's Kobe Bryant going up top. That was the sound effect of a slap from Kenny Smith. Lamar Odom hits a three, 29-24, and in the second period, the Lakers down 5, and Shaq cleaning up some mess. Up by 1 at the break, 56-55. Sacramento home against the Dallas Mavericks. Look at that feed by Chris Webber to Vlade Divac. And then Jason Williams inside to Corliss Williamson. 34-18, Sacramento on the three-point play. Peja Stojakovic playing catch with Chris Webber back at Peja. And the Sacramento Kings leading by 10 at the break. Let's talk about the Lakers here for a second, because this weekend, not only did they extend the winning streak, they were sending some messages back to the East Coast.
I think the whole Western Conference was sending messages back to the East Coast. You look at what the Lakers have done. They beat the Pacers by 15. Then they come back and beat Miami by 13 points, saying, hey, we're the best in the West. You're the best in the East, but we're going to show you what's going on. Then Utah. They go and play the New York Knicks, and they go on a 4-game winning streak on the Eastern Seaboard. And that's a middle-of-the-pack Western Conference team. So to me, it's obviously clear how much dominant the West teams are to the Eastern Conference.
Let's get back to our game for a second, because we talked about Vince Carter, and he had the huge All-Star weekend and wins the slam dunk. Does that change his outlook now? When he comes to the arena, does he think, I got to give these folks something that they want to see? Does that put a little pressure on it? Do you start forcing things at all, Kenny?
I think for him, it's helped. You know, I remember coming back from the dunk contest, even myself, and people started recognizing you a little bit more. And I think you started to believe certain things that are said about you. He's always probably thought that, you know, I'm a good player. I think I can do things. But now you start believing it, and then the opponents start believing it, that, hey, this guy is really something special. And now when he gets run down, no one's trying to chase him on a fast break. He gets wide open dunks because no one wants to be on
the next poster.
TNT inside the NBA.
Vince Carter, 18 in the first half. Not just doing it with the high wire act. He can also hurt you from the outside. Vince Carter has the good jumper working. And with an 18-point first half, a three-pointer right here. The Raptors only down by 5, 52-47.
Good morning, Gina. We're all set.
I just finished. I want to make a trip.
Yeah, well, we're chasing daylight, and we really gotta. Can I get you water or anything?
Can I just go for 1 second? We're ready. Got to go to my truck.
I know. We just yeah.
I would defend you, but I am prevented.
I shall defend myself. I must trade now. Nice shot.
TD Waterhouse, member New York Stock Exchange.
How about BobTheBugKiller.com? Yeah, whatever, Bob. And SlideBugs.com. Okay, that doesn't even make sense. Whammalama-drop-a-deadbug.com. Shouldn't have had that third cup of coffee.com.
We made it easy to get your web address registered. Your only challenge is deciding on the perfect name.
That's brilliant. I'm the man.
To get your web address registered, call Network Solutions at 1-800-4.com or visit us online.
Where is the boy?
Okay, let's go. Come on.
Colin McRae, born to race. Rated E for everyone. Colin McRae Rally.
PlayStation.
You're sweating like crazy.
You got TV cameras all over you.
The last thing you want is white funky thing running down your arm.
It's just rude.
We asked some of the hottest pros under the sun to switch antiperspirants.
Green visible solid? What's that?
I would assume it goes on clear, but I'm not sure I believe that.
When your body heats up, Degree Invisible Solid releases extra protection with a clear difference.
Right there. See, there's no white stuff. The harder I work, the harder it works.
No flaking, no funk, no Klingons.
Degree Invisible Solid works hard but never shows.
After the match, there's a ton of girls. Gotta be cool.
Y'all know what's on after the Raptors and Blazers, do you not? Inside the NBA, presented by
Hyundai.
Don't let me keep you up, Jet. Highlights and scores, plus Kareem and DJ. The high-profile Clipper assistants. Tomorrow night, don't nap tomorrow night. Charles Barkley, the newest member of the Turner Sports family, makes his debut, joining us here in the studio.
I got something for you, Charles.
Yes.
Come on in, baby.
I bet you
We're
do.
waiting for you.
That'll be some fun. And he's not talking about having Peter Vesey here for him, but Peter will be here. It's going to be some fun. Blazers on top by 5 over the Raptors. Third quarter coming up.
The AT&T Halftime Report was brought to you by AT&T. It's all within your reach.
You shouldn't have to worry about your website. Microsoft Windows 2000 is built for total reliability. The business internet starts with Microsoft.
I have a boss. I have a mother-in-law. I also have a teenage daughter. I don't need someone else telling me what to do. I need someone who will listen.
You tell us your goals, your situation, and your concerns. We'll provide clear, understandable solutions to help you manage your finances. Lincoln Financial Group. Clear solutions in a complex world.
Super Award.
I have a boss. I have a mother-in-law. I also have a teenage daughter. I don't need someone else telling me what to do. I need someone who will listen.
You tell us your goals, your situation, and your concerns. We'll provide clear, understandable solutions to help you manage your finances. Lincoln Financial Group. Clear solutions in a complex world.
Super Awards Week is back on the Superstation, the biggest week of movies on television.
Oh, yeah?
They're not just award winners, they're the super movies you love.
I need Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
Star Wars, Pretty Woman, The Shawshank Redemption, Fargo, Back to the Future, Total Recall, The Hunt for Red October, and lots more.
My wife doesn't understand.
Superstars, super movies, Super Awards Week, beginning March 13th, only on the Superstation. A month of super movies on TBS Superstation. 2 Superstation premieres.
People say they're ugly, but I think they've come to show us the way.
And
somebody set me up.
We have a code red on a commercial 747.
A Superstation original movie.
You love him?
Yes.
A world broadcast premiere.
Sweet dreams, Mr. Bond.
Torpedo in the water.
Super March movies only on TBS Superstation.
Copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use of dissemination of this telecast, or the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
Halftime at the Rose Garden in Portland, where the Trailblazers lead the Raptors by a score of 52-47, and the leading scorer for the leading team, the Trailblazers, is Rasheed Wallace, who has scored 16 points on 7 of 11 shooting from the field. And now it's time for the TBS $1 Million Monday, presented by Budget Rent-A-Car. Earlier at halftime, Jimmy Glenn, you'll see him on the left, and Kyle Bowen competed. Bowen won $1,000 by making 2 shots. And Jimmy Glenn won $2,000 by making 4 shots. Now, by making the most shots, Jimmy Glenn won the opportunity to take a long shot for $1 million. And here it was. Here is Jimmy Glenn's opportunity, and it just fell short by about 25 feet. Unfortunately, he did not make the shot, and we congratulate them both. All right, let's talk a little bit about Rasheed Wallace and what he did for the Trailblazers, Danny, in the first half.
Well, you know, their biggest nightmare was Rasheed Wallace. A tough matchup for him, and he scores in such a variety of ways. Here, knocking down the top of the key jump shot, getting offensive rebounds, killed him against the trap as they figured it out, the over-the-top pass, and there's the dunk, trying to outdo Vince Carter on the high wire act.
Halftime statistics, first 6 minutes, really stodgy shooting, 16%. The rest of the half, 60%. Muggsy Bogues started that. The Trailblazers out-rebounded the Raptors and had more points in the paint as well. You know, we got to tell Danny that we wear jackets here at halftime, and if Danny's comfortable here in Portland, that's fine with me. Jimmy, let's start with you. And what do the Raptors need to do in the second half?
Yeah, well, right now, Dick, Oakley and Davis cannot score down inside. They're being out-muscled. They only have 4 offensive rebounds as a team. Now, Carter's doing his bit, so McGrady and Christie must pick up the shot attempts and then hopefully spearhead this team.
And Danny, you talked a little bit about Wallace and Sabonis, the other potent. You talked about that tough matchup for Toronto in the opening of this game.
Yeah, and they've had a great half, 26 points to 5 to the Toronto inside guys, but 32 points Portland scored in the first meeting against these two teams because of Damon Stoudemire. This game's 0 fast break points, and that's keeping Toronto close enough to have a chance in the second half.
We had a 16-point swing in the first quarter. Portland led by 9, and then the Raptors led by 7, and then Portland came back to take the lead in the end of the first half. Right now, here's Reggie Theus.
Dick talking to Butch Carter and the Raptors. Butch was very upset about the points in the paint. 26 points is not enough. He said, listen, we got to compete harder, even if you have to give up some hard fouls. Now, on the other end, Mike Dunleavy, as you guys talked about, didn't handle their zone trap very well. He said, hey, listen, we had a group of guys that didn't move the ball well and didn't handle that zone. I said, how are you going to fix that? He said, we're going to make some personnel changes when that happens. Guys?
Yeah, I like that, spoken like a coach.
And maybe a future coach, a young Blazer fan here. The Blazers had won 16 in a row at home until the Lakers won last Tuesday. And now they've started a new streak, which is 1 game. Carter leading the Raptors with 18 points on 7 of 12 shooting from the field, hitting his only 3-point basket. McGrady is second. And for the Trailblazers, as we mentioned, Rasheed Wallace has 16, Sabonis 10. And in the three-point shooting situation, the Raptors are 4 of 6, so that's kept them in the game. So we start the second half. Christie at point guard with McGrady, the other backcourt player, and Oakley up front with Davis and Vince Carter. Here's the pass to Carter and a foul called against Portland.
I liked the defense that time by Portland. They knew it was a set play to throw a lob pass to Carter. They had the back screens, and then Sabonis made an excellent recovery and came right across and interrupted the play.
Right, but the problem is Scotty didn't know Sabonis was going to be there, and he grabbed Carter so he wouldn't get the dunk.
Meanwhile, Pippen has picked up his third personal foul in the opening minute here of the second half. And Sabonis and Smith trying to sandwich Vince Carter as he goes in. And Vince Carter will go to the free throw line, where tonight he is 3 for 3.
Anytime you get that switch, Carter has got to attack Steve Smith. You never settle for a jumper if he's on. You just take him strong to the basket.
We talked about it last game. Remember, he only had one shoe. He threw it right there. 2 shoes, he still can't guard and keep you off the dribble.
Steve Smith committing the personal foul on Carter. Talking to Butch Carter about Vince Carter, he said the bigger the stage, the better the performance. Thus the slam dunk contest and the big 51-point game against Phoenix on the national television. He's got the flair for the moment, was the way Butch described it. And right now, 20 points for Vince Carter. It's a 3-point lead for the Trailblazers. Sabonis leaves it out to Detlef Schrempf, who started the game at forward, gets the foul in the basket. Good move by Detlef Schrempf.
Well, it all started because of the attention that Sabonis drew on the inside. Detlef had the outside shot, but gave Tracy McGrady the pump fake and took it inside.
Nice movement. They really ran quite a few screens, and this is the end result right here. They moved a down screen for Smith. Smith also went across the line, brought Sabonis with a back screen, and then everything ended up at the top for Schrempf.
Cannot convert the three-point play, the 15-year veteran. Detlef Schrempf starting tonight and scoring 4 points. That last foul was on Charles Oakley, his second. Pippen guarding Carter. Remember, Pippen has 3 fouls. Carter will move back and hit the 3. So Vince Carter hitting his second from beyond the arc, and 23 in the game.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2 now in the threes, and you notice he does it with ease. All he does is stare at the man, freezes, and then elevates.
Well, right there, Scotty was baiting him to take it. He backed off him and was like saying, go ahead, shoot it, I'll give you that.
Smith missing, and the rebound by Antonio Davis. Vince Carter, who's a mom from Daytona Beach, along on this road trip. Oakley hitting from the perimeter, and the score now is all even at 54.
Well, Oakley was going to give Pippen a little bit of lip that time. He also wanted the foul.
Yeah, Oakley's been doing a good job of hitting that outside shot. He's become exclusively a perimeter shooter.
Sabonis missing from 3, and the rebound by Antonio Davis. So Davis, who is 14th in the NBA, averaging 9 rebounds a game.
Well, you know what I liked? I mean, he was Valentine's 0 at halftime. The fact that he's come out here now and has cleaned 3 off the glass.
Doug Christie giving the Raptors the lead again. Boy, this is a persistent team.
Well, Toronto and Portland play such a similar style right now with these big guards. They don't have any guards to push the ball up the court on defensive rebounds. There's no fast break basketball right now until we get Muggsy Bogues in the game. And it's a very methodical game, isolation basketball, one-on-one in the post.
Big thing right now, either team. Try to prevent anyone off the dribble into the paint. Keep the game perimeter, but you've got to get to the offensive glass then.
Driving in is Schrempf. McGrady blocked it away, and a foul is called. Offensive foul against Detlef Schrempf, his second personal. So the Raptors, even without Muggsy Bogues getting it going here in the third quarter, they have outscored the Trailblazers 7-0 in the last couple of minutes, leading by 2 with the ball.
See, McGrady is not only a good scorer and an excellent rebounder, he's 13th in the league in shot blocking. He gets 2 a game.
McGrady saves it to Davis. And Christie, who threw up the air ball before, comes in and hits the 3 again. So Doug Christie hitting the 3, and of course going from shooting guard to point guard, limiting his point-making ability. And now on a 10-0 run, the Raptors leading by 5. 2 below their biggest lead of the game, and the Trailblazers will turn it over on the 3-second violation.
Well, that time Doug Christie fronted Steve Smith. Steve Smith stepped into the lane. Now, when you play Christie, you know that he's going to attempt 4 threes a game. He's 2 for 4 right now, and he's looking for the shot.
Raptors looking to match their largest lead of the game. They're looking for their 4th straight road win. And Carter kind of forced that off the glass.
Wow.
And coming up, and now they're going the other way. And an offensive foul called against Pippen. That's 4 on Scottie Pippen. So that was a big foul for the Trailblazers. Pippen will sit down, and Greg Anthony will replace him in a jiff.
Well, first of all, that was a bad shot by Carter down there. The guys were running at him, double teaming him. That's when the one that he needs to give up. Christie just hit a 3, and he was wide open for a 3 again.
So Anthony is on Carter, or on Christie. Carter being guarded by Steve Smith. Vince Carter with 23. Christie with the turnaround. Rebound Sabonis. And he loses the ball trying to pass it to Anthony. And here come the Raptors, and it's Antonio Davis. He goes up and will be hit by Sabonis, who is arguing with Ronnie Nunn over that call.
Well, anytime you're a coach, you love it when your guys attack the rim with 2 hands and go strong. Now, what do you think? You think he fouled him?
I don't think he did, but it was a bad outlet by Sabonis right there, and a great overplay by Doug Christie. Good patience, and Carter makes a great pass this time. And you got to go hard to the hole, and that's not a bad call.
So Sabonis picking up his 3rd foul. Antonio Davis on the free throw line. Remember, he came over as a free agent from the Indiana Pacers, moving from power forward to center at 6'9". But a man of tremendous character that has helped that entire roster, Hubie.
Yeah, and the big fact, Dick, is that he's shooting the ball at a 79% clip on the foul line. This guy's a career 68% shooter, so he's worked at his game. He's excellent leadership qualities inside. Has done nothing but help these young players.
Here is Rasheed Wallace with 6 on the clock, and the ball batted away, and it's last touched by the Raptors.
Great rotation by the Raptors on defense right there. They took the double team away and recovered to everybody out on the perimeter. Just forgot to get the long rebound.
Stacey Augmon will check into the game, replacing Detlef Schrempf. Schrempf has scored 4 points. Started the game at forward. Damon Stoudemire unable to play because of an injured knee, so Scottie Pippen moved to the backcourt, and Schrempf started in his forward position. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Steve Smith trying to work around McGrady, and a foul is called, and that will be 3 on Tracy McGrady.
You're smiling at
Yeah, Steve Smith is clever. I like those old veteran moves. You know, he doesn't have great quickness, but he just saw the rookie with his left foot forward, attacked it, and got the body check.
That was nice.
Anthony getting a piece of it is Christie. Trailblazers have scored only 2 points in the first 4 minutes of the second half. Wide open is Antonio Davis, and he scores. And the Toronto Raptors have their biggest lead of the game, 8 points at 62-54.
Well, anytime they get in the paint, Dick, and they stop and they kick the ball out, they're getting a nice, easy perimeter. It's nice to see Antonio Davis making the shots, and it'll be interesting if Oakley, when he comes, gets his opportunities, if he can knock it down under, no pressure.
And Davis knocked it down right here. A 13-0 run for Toronto. Earlier, they ran off 15 straight points.
I've always believed that there's strength in numbers. That's what teamwork's all about. Like here in downtown Oakland. Antoine Jameson and kids from the neighborhood came together to make a difference.
Thank you.
And these guys may not have created a masterpiece.
You gotta stay within the lines.
I am.
But when people come together, the result can be beautiful. Team up to improve your community.
3275.
I didn't bring my purse.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down. Make it a Bud Light.
It did look good on her.
I could see the
shining star in my thoughts. You're never far. Little moments, light as air. Perfect days everywhere. We belong together, you and I, forever.
TBS NBA Monday is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By Napa Auto Parts, we keep America running. And by And One.
Raptors are leading by 8 points, but Sunday at 8 Eastern on TBS, a Superstation premiere.
This is your final boarding call.
We have a code red.
Captain, we're hitting more turbulence.
I see the wire.
Steve Smith will inbound. Smith, Sabonis, Rasheed Wallace, Stacey Augmon, and Greg Anthony for the Trailblazers, who trailed by 8 points on 1 for 5 shooting. Portland with only 2 points to show thus far in the third quarter. And a double team inside, and illegal defense is called against Toronto.
Well, they catch Oakley coming across the lane to double team a low post guy without the basketball, while his man was on the opposite side of the floor.
Technical foul, and Smith will go to the line. That is the second illegal defense called against the Raptors. Steve Smith coming in, the leading scorer, averaging nearly 15.5 points a game. Upcoming games on Turner Sports, we'll run them down for you tomorrow on TNT. The Suns, who beat Miami tonight, go against the Rockets in Houston, and next week on TBS NBA Monday, the Celtics and the Pistons battle it out at Auburn Hills. Coverage for both games begin at 8 p.m. Eastern. 7-point lead for the Toronto Raptors, and the crowd silenced once more. We have not seen Muggsy Bogues come in. Toronto in good position. Sabonis backing his way in. No foul called either way, but he missed the shot.
Come on now, you have an advantage. You've got to find the free guy.
Augmon got a piece of it, but McGrady has it with plenty of time. And Stacey Augmon harassing McGrady. Put the shot up, and the rebound by Sabonis. Carter and McGrady, the two young athletic types of the Raptors. Smith with a drive in. Augmon getting the rebound with a fake, doesn't go up. Sabonis down low, and no basket. The foul on Steve Smith before the shot.
I like the defensive play before by Charles Oakley. That was funny, watching Sabonis backpedal. That usually works once a game against a good player.
Foul is on Christie. It'll be his second foul. Talked about, we showed the highlights of Rasheed Wallace, who had 16 in the first half. He has had only 1 shot here in the third quarter. Sabonis wide open, hits it.
Well, Toronto continues to get beat. Steve Smith is not that quick, but he continues from either side of the court to get middle penetration, and it completely breaks down Toronto's defense.
Six and a half remaining in the third. Carter working against Smith, doing a good job keeping him outside and knocking the ball away. Steve Smith with the defensive play. It's a 3-on-2, and Smith goes behind. Instead of putting it up, trying to go behind to Augmon, and the ball is knocked away. Last touch by the Raptors.
I don't like what I saw of Vince Carter right there. He got the ball stripped from him and made no effort at all to get back on defense in transition.
And a timeout.
Yeah, fortunately, Toronto gets it by because Steve Smith, instead of laying it up, gets a little mustard there, and you end up with the ball going out of bounds.
A 747 loaded with passengers. A bomb loaded with nerve gas.
Captain, we're hitting more turbulence. I think you should move away from the device.
A pilot with nowhere to land.
8 Eastern Sunday night, only on the Superstation.
It's incredible. The most advanced shave is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Mach 3. Easy error-free loading, easy open flow rinsing, and 3 blades that shave progressively closer in 1 easy stroke. Mach 3. The closest shave in fewer strokes with less irritation. It's the easiest way to the closest shave. Mach 3. from Gillette.
Some say this will work. This is even better. Some listen, some don't. But we're all watching.
If you've been seriously injured, it might seem that lawyers are everywhere. With medical expenses, lost income, and life in a tizzy, the last thing you need to worry about is finding sound legal advice and experience. Don't worry. Just call the law firm of Barr & Rosenbaum. We'll help you with an experienced lawyer who'll answer your legal questions with a free consultation. There's no charge unless we settle or win. Call 1-800-457-4080. Barr & Rosenbaum. We're here to help.
How much have the Toronto Raptors become a factor? They have won 5 in a row and are now tied for 4th with the 76ers in the Eastern Conference. If you finish in the top 4, you have home court advantage in the first round.
Yeah, I like what's happening here. And, you know, Philadelphia's definitely improved with Kukoc. And then you can see Milwaukee and Detroit at the bottom are really having their problems. Orlando has a good opportunity to catch either one of those two teams.
Altman puts it in. Stacey Augmon now with 6 points off the bench. And in case you're wondering, the Sixers have a 2-0 series lead over the Raptors in case those two teams end in a tie. Here is McGrady, loses the ball inside, struggling, and finally is fouled with just under 6 minutes remaining in the third, and the foul is on Wallace.
Toronto, it just seems like every time they run off that nice streak, get the lead, all of a sudden the basketball becomes a hot potato. Difficult to dribble, difficult to pass, and confusion sets in rather than a flow, a nice smooth flow.
Well, we haven't seen that Portland Ninja defense yet. They haven't really picked up their intensity.
And Carter hitting his third three-point basket of the game. Vince Carter now with 26 points in the game, and he has not missed 3 for 3 from beyond the arc.
He's a little warm right now.
Warmer than the crowd is, that's for sure. 6-point lead for the Raptors. Their biggest lead of the game was 8, and Wallace working his way in. Fine move by Rasheed Wallace.
Well, you cannot have Carter play Wallace on any kind of a switch. And what I like is Wallace dives right to the box area, and he'll just shoot over and top him all day long.
But if you do get a mismatch in a switch, you got to get the help. But he didn't allow the help to come because he let him go baseline for the shot. You got to make it come middle where the double team is coming.
Ball knocked out of bounds, and it is last touched by the Trailblazers. And Toronto has the ball, leading by 4 points. He's led by as many as 8 here in the third.
Yeah, Oakley continues to get good looks. There you go.
Charles Oakley. And, of course, the question of fatigue. He played 37 minutes last night at Vancouver, and that's always a factor.
All he's doing is shooting jump shots. The guy is 6th on a per-minute basis offensive rebounder on his team. That's his specialty, but he stands around the perimeter out there. I could play 40 minutes. That's how I used to play.
That's right, and we have not forgotten that. Exactly the Danny Ainge trademark. Meanwhile, Oakley
up there.
I like what Sabonis is doing. You know, I know you're saying, Dick, that, you know, he's taking him off the dribble by the numbers. Okay, it looks like it's slow motion without the slow motion camera, but he does continue to get the shoulder ahead of Oakley.
Oakley committing his third personal foul. Sabonis now with 13 points, and he has really been terrific, as we showed you in the graphic, since the All-Star break. Sabonis has averaged 16 points and nearly 9.5 rebounds, so he continues his outstanding play. He's got 14.
You know, I played with Portland in the early 90s, and they always talked about Sabonis. I wish we would have had him then. Might have had a couple more championships.
Yeah. 4-point lead for the Trailblazers, and Doug Christie changes hands and gets the lay-in. Christie, and since he's moved to point guard, the Raptors are 12-5, so they've benefited. The lead is 6 points again with 4:15 remaining in the third. Quick shot by Rasheed Wallace. And nothing there.
Well, this third quarter, Christie is definitely stepping out, looking for a shot, making things happen. Now, the other guy that's got us get into this game and into the flow is McGrady.
Christie has 7 points. here in the third quarter, and Vince Carter trying to get it over Rasheed Wallace, and the bounce goes in, and it's Carter who gets it. 28 points for Carter. That's what he had last night at Vancouver.
Now, that was a great tap, but the guy who kept that alive was Antonio Davis. He has come out here in his third quarter and is really crashing the boards and making things happen.
Matching their biggest lead, and over-the-shoulder pass from Sabonis to Augmon. And Augmon is fouled. That was a beauty by the big 7'3" Lithuanian.
Well, we see right here this great pass by Sabonis, but this is bad defense by Toronto. They have no shooters out there. They have Augmon and Anthony. They can make some shots, but you want to make them shoot if you're double teaming the post. You've got to guard the paint on the weak side. And Toronto, that's about the third or fourth time in this game they've given up an easy 2 free throws or an easy basket.
Well, when we did the telestrator in the first quarter, we showed that anytime they trap big man, that opposite side is wide open, Danny, and it's been there. They are very slow in rotating to the cutter who's going to the rim.
Augmon makes the free throws. The Trailblazers 9 of 10 from the line, and Stacey Augmon, who hasn't played the last 3 games on a coach's decision, matches his season's high now with 8 off the bench. 6-point lead for the Raptors, and missing the shot was McGrady, and the ball is tapped out, and it's going to be Portland's ball. Ronnie Nunn calling the personal foul, and let's see, Antonio Davis getting called for his 4th personal foul.
Yeah, that's a tough one, mainly because it was a strip, right? And it happened right in front of the Toronto bench. Now you can see Butch Carter is very upset about the call, but I kind of thought that there was a rake, and it did call. It did force the ball into a free.
But where was Antonio Davis in that play? That looked like Tracy McGrady knocked that ball loose when Greg Anthony came up with the steal.
I agree with you, Danny.
I didn't see Antonio Davis anywhere around.
Well, the Raptors in the penalty, and Anthony misses the free throw, only the second miss tonight by Portland. Kevin Willis is going to check in the game, and Davis, who picked up his 4th foul and may have a beef when he said I was nowhere near the play, will have to sit down.
Now, Kevin Willis did a nice job in that second quarter. He came off the bench, gave him a solid 6 points, some nice rebounding, good blocking out. Now, what they need now is for him to once again establish a presence in the post area.
Anthony missed both of the free throws, so it is still Toronto by 6. And now Anthony committing a foul on Christie down low, and that will be the 5th team foul against Portland, sending Christie to the line.
They're going to run Christie down in there against any small guard, whether it was the Stoudemire if he played tonight or Anthony. They're going to force Anthony. If Anthony wants the front, he's going to have to muscle him and get over the top.
Christie, an 82% free throw shooter, began his career with the Lakers and then played with the New York Knicks. And right now, let's get a report from Reggie Theus.
Hey, Dick, Muggsy Bogues just went to the locker room a few minutes ago, and I saw him in the back corner. He's rubbing his head. He looked very pained. The official word is that he started to feel faint on the bench and very dizzy, so they took him in the back to find out what exactly is wrong with him. There's no word yet whether he will return or not, but I will let you know as soon as I know.
All right, Reggie, thank you very much. Thus the reason why we haven't seen Muggsy Bogues here in the third. And the shot was missed by Anthony. Fires a good pass inside to Augmon, who gets the basket. Anthony missed the shot, but very alert, and Stacey Augmon is in double figures.
Stacey's given Portland a big lift in this game right here. Scored a lot of easy baskets just by being the garbage man that he is.
And they brought him in for defensive purposes primarily. Here is Oakley off the rim, and the ball knocked away. Wallace says that Willis knocked away, but it's off of Wallace, and it is still Raptors ball.
Bad shot by Oakley, though. One more pass, and Carter was open on the wing.
Well, they have not had that all night, Danny. We said at the top that they're in the top 6 in assists, but tonight we are not seeing the extra pass.
5-point lead for the Raptors, and Oakley is open, misses from outside, and the ball is tapped out by Smith. So Toronto gets it back, and Carter with the air ball, but it's going to be Smith on the foul, and 3 foul shots coming up now for Vince Carter.
Steve's mad, but I thought he snake bit him on the elbow there. That's not a good foul. I know he didn't block the shot. Let's see right there. He hits him right on the elbow. That's a good call. Very good call.
But we know in this league, Danny, a lot of guys deliberately hit that elbow and get away with it all night long.
It's a tough call to make.
Sure it is.
It's a tough call to make, but, you know, you got to make that call because that's the easiest way to stop someone from making a shot is just barely tip him on that elbow.
So that's the first miss for Vince Carter. He is 5 for 6 now from the line. Carter makes the second. He's got 29 points in the game and has one more free throw coming in. And a substitution for the Trailblazers. Detlef Schrempf has checked in for Rasheed Wallace, who has 18 points, but only 2 here in the third.
Now Carter gets to the line for 6 attempts a game, which you would probably think that he would get more. I think that will come as he gets more experience taking guys off the dribble and going to the hole.
And playing against Steve Smith, where he's going to teach him a few of those moves.
30 points for Vince Carter. And a 7-point lead for the Toronto Raptors, trying to make it 4 in a row on the road. Here is Anthony, and the long rebound on his three, and releasing is McGrady, and it's slam dunk time for Tracy McGrady, who released on the play, and a great pass by Christie, who was alert to it. And it is a 9-point lead, and the Raptors have opened up their biggest margin with under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Carter defending against Steve Smith, who has 9 points tonight, and the ball is tipped in by Sabonis. 16 for Arvydas.
Well, Willis went over there to contest the shot by Smith because they continue to let Smith get to the middle of the floor.
Under a minute and a half remaining in the third. McGrady driving around Smith. Schrempf getting the rebound. Trailblazers trying to stage a final minute flurry here in the third quarter. Sabonis is posting up against Willis.
Well, anytime you go inside to him, something good happens.
Smith missing from outside. The ball knocked away, and it was last touched by Portland.
I don't know why, Danny, they don't go into Sabonis here, because every time they do, they have 2 guys on him, and then you know he's so unselfish, he'll pass the ball out, and you're getting really uncontested shots.
They're getting any shot they want. Sabonis touches the ball. He's really drawn the defensive attention. And yes, Anthony's missed a couple, but they're getting offensive rebound opportunities off his misses. They gave up the 1 fast break opportunity, but you got to stick with it and have confidence in your teammates.
Well, good news. Muggsy Bogues is back on the bench for the Raptors. Reggie Theus giving the report that he felt dizziness or lightheadedness and went into the dressing room. Christie missing, but getting the ball back and hitting the shot. Doug Christie now with 15 points. He is the second leading scorer after Carter's 30, and 10 of them here in this third quarter.
Well, you think about it, Dick, they only had 4 offensive rebounds in the entire first half. They've come to life in this quarter, and they've benefited because they're getting that second shot and they're scoring.
It is a 9-point game. Schrempf faked the 3, and now Anthony trapped in the corner. Good feed to Schrempf inside. It doesn't go, and here is Augmon as the ball knocked away, and a foul called against Toronto. Stacey Augmon, who is a defensive specialist, coming in tonight and giving the Trailblazers great hustle, has 10 points and will go to the line. That is the 4th personal foul on Tracy McGrady.
Well, Stacey's done a great job in this game. Because of the double teaming on Sabonis, they're really not guarding Stacey. They're letting him roam. He's doing a good job of getting himself to the basket, getting himself some easy baskets off the double teams, but also keeping the ball alive on the glass.
Now, Detlef Schrempf got shaken on that last play. He just got up off the floor. He's been sitting down, and, you know, he's cringing, and I just can't tell exactly where he gets hit. You're going to see he's to your right of your screen here right now. Now, he's out of the action. Now, there was the foul where the ball came loose, but Schrempf was already injured.
Schrempf stays in the game. Brian Grant has come in the game, replacing Arvydas Sabonis, who goes out with 16.
Keep an eye to the left. You see now he gets hit, and as he goes down, you can see he's grabbing either his arm or wrist, or he got hit in the midsection area.
Well, Detlef is one of those great actors, too. Plus, he'll play with any sort of pain out there. He's a warrior.
Learned his craft in the Pacific Northwest Theatrical School. So we have the final seconds. Shot clock is off for the Toronto Raptors.
I'll take that as a compliment, by the way.
And there is Del Curry from 3. Curry's second 3-point basket. That accounts for his 6 points. And the Bonzi Wells inside the line. This is in the Toronto Raptors who were down by 5 at the half, putting on a spurt here in the third quarter. Vince Carter getting 12 of his 30 points here in the third quarter. And after 3 here at the Rose Garden in Portland, the Raptors leading the Trailblazers 81-70.
I tell you, professional trading's not what it used to be.
I've only been at it for a year.
Yeah, the year of the internet. Just my luck. Everyone and their mother is trading online. First it was after the market's closed, then before it's open. Now there's one open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And what's gonna happen to guys like me?
Thought about getting a website?
Daytech Online. The rules are changing.
Whatever life throws your way, you gotta be ready. Hey, no sweat. You've got new Speed Stick Clear Stick. A whole new kind of clear antiperspirant. Clear Stick goes on dry to keep you dry. Clear through a guy's day. Gels go on wet, but new Clear Stick goes on clear and dry. And dry, clearly, is the whole idea. New Speed Stick Clear Stick. Goes on dry, keeps you dry.
What was that? A Butterfinger, Grandpa. Oh, stop it. Okay. I said stop it! I did! Oh, darn osteoporosis. Crispy, peanut buttery taste. Bite my Butterfinger.
This is very risky stuff here, and I'm a highly trained professional astronaut.
Captain Jim McConnell and his crew will discover on Mars the origin of life on Earth.
That DNA looks human.
And awaken a life force that can destroy them all.
Great. I didn't come 100 million miles just to turn back into less than
Mission to Mars. Rated PG. Starts Friday, March 10th.
Dandruff, psoriasis, scalp dermatitis. If you ask all the dermatologists listed here to recommend a therapeutic shampoo, Neutrogena T-Gel would come out #1. T-Gel works on all 3 itchy, flaky scalp conditions. Neutrogena T-Gel, it works.
So, they'll get off the bus, pick out the car they want, and be on their way in seconds.
We'll call it Fast Break, our fastest way to rent a car.
Can we get people from the airport to their car quicker?
We can if we give everyone jet propulsion packs.
Crack open the bleeder valve and fill the tank to 800 psi! What?
I like the Fast Break idea.
That's a great idea. I like that one.
Let's take a look at tonight's budget. Rent-A-Car Fast Break. Surprising 13-0 edge for Toronto over Portland. Three-point shooting. Toronto 8 of 11 from threes. Portland won the first time around by shooting 8 of 11 from threes. But the Trailblazers have the rebounding edge in the matchup. And they haven't always guarded each other between Carter and Pippen. Carter has the edge with 30 points and Pippen only 4. There it is.
And Pippen's been playing a lot of point guard tonight. They use him more to set up the offense.
In that third quarter, the Raptors outscored the Trailblazers 34-18. And the foul is called here against Kevin Willis.
We haven't seen any of that Portland type intense ninja defense. I just haven't seen that energy out of them tonight.
Well, you know, their first infused points given up, and yet when you say anytime a team gets over 30 on you and you're at home, you know you're not working. But we also got to give Toronto a ton of credit because they made the threes in the third quarter.
So Dunleavy and Butch Carter. Butch Carter, an assistant for 5 years under Mike Dunleavy when he was the head coach at Milwaukee. And of course, Del Harris, who is now a consultant assistant coach for Mike Dunleavy, had both of those guys as assistant coaches in Milwaukee. So it's a family tree outing tonight here in Portland.
And then Mike Dunleavy played for Del Harris in Houston.
That's right.
So they go way back.
One free throw by Wells. Curry picking up his second personal foul. The lead is 10 for the Raptors. Vince Carter behind the arc. And he hits another one.
I tell you,
4 for 4.
You remember when he came in the league, everyone was doubting his outside shot?
Well, we heard during the draft tryouts that he was the best shooter that some teams have ever had in. So, yeah, I don't think that was the, you know, he hasn't been consistent out there, but boy, he's had some great games, particularly since the All-Star break.
And a turnover. And of course, we don't compare him to other stars who have played the game, but a lot of people feel that his perimeter shooting was even better than another fellow's perimeter shooting when he first came in the league.
Well, if he could become anywhere close to that. I'll tell you what, though, the double teaming of Toronto, you know, they let Bonzi Wells play one-on-one with Curry. That was a mistake. Now they're double teaming Wallace, and they just don't have great shooting out there. Portland.
Christie misses from the perimeter, and there's Wallace finding Shrimp, and it's tapped away by Carter. Good alert play by Vince.
Well, that was just a terrific stretch by Vince in order to deflect that ball. Detlef thought he had that one free and clear.
Well, I had Wallace not double pump, but they still don't have a fast break point, which is amazing since they had 32 in game 1 of this series.
You know, I wasn't comparing the two players. I was just talking about one aspect of it.
Yeah, they're shooting. No, I understand. He's a pretty good shooter, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. I mean, you weren't supposed to say it.
Oh, not supposed to say the name.
Big miss. Big miss by Grant. That was a beautiful pass.
15 on the shot clock. 13-point lead, and here is Antonio Davis. The Grant fighting his own teammate and stepping on the line. So Pippen and Grant going after the ball, and the Raptors will end up with it.
He's a shell, Hubie. I mean, we harped on it in the first half, and I hate to keep pointing it out, but Brian Grant is probably should not be playing out there.
Well, you know, Danny, you brought up the point that he's definitely hobbling, and there's no doubt about it. He's trying. He's trying to get to the areas, but he just can't do it.
They got a young player in Jermaine O'Neal. He needs some experience. He needs to play. And, you know, this is the time they need to get Brian Grant healthy for the playoffs.
There's Jermaine O'Neal, who has started to blossom. Tonight is his 18th straight appearance in a lineup which ties the longest string he has had coming in. Came out of high school in South Carolina. One part of a very deep bench. That's the season's numbers so far.
I like when he plays. He really has a ton of a talent. Some people look at him, say he has a 3 body, but they want to play him at 4 and 5 and give him the experience. They feel that he will definitely develop. He just signed a new 4-year contract for a ton of money, and so they've made the commitment to him.
Little more than a minute and a half gone by here in the 4th quarter. Vince Carter with 33 points. He's controlling the ball, now picked up by Scottie Pippen. Curry going down to Willis with the turnaround. Rasheed Wallace with the rebound. It's a 13-point lead for the Raptors. That matches their biggest of the game with 2 minutes gone by in the 4th.
We have to see some urgency here from Portland. Everything is in cruise control.
And Curry knocks the ball away on the steal. And
Look out.
And Carter is fouled from behind by Shrimp, who did a good job of cushioning that fall by Vince Carter. And he appears to be all right.
Well, they called a similar call, a flagrant foul in the first half on this type of thing.
Yeah, you're going to see it now. Watch Detlef grab on here. He grabs him right around the waist. He tried to hold him up. Now Vince Carter is over there talking to Ron Elysiak. You know, they want the flagrant foul here.
Well, that's one where Vince needs to kind of know that Detlef is going to grab him and experience, and he'll just try to get around him and lay that ball up with the left hand instead of trying to jump as high as he can and take a chance of getting hurt.
Timeout here in Portland.
Introducing the all-new Hyundai Accent. It gives you a serious array of responsible features without losing its wild side. The 2000 Accent from Hyundai, with the freedom of America's best warranty.
That sounds good.
Beautiful dream, wake up me, starlight and dewdrop
Anything, anywhere. It's all here. BigYellow.com from Bell Atlantic. It's life listed electronically.
Do you talk digital?
Finally, a chance to talk.
We've got the best selection.
Guess who I'm sitting next to, honey? Your favorite quarterback. Okay, your next favorite quarterback.
The top name brands. The best prices.
Hey, can I borrow your phone? Is it local, Denny?
Yeah, sure. Get digital wireless and get digital. Tap the whiz.
I know sooner or later they're going to get tired of seeing the highlights and want to see something else. And so I just make sure my jump shot, my defense, everything, my passing, just continue to do the same things. And I'm a patient person, and I can wait for things. And just like the highlights, everybody, they want to see the jump shot. Now they've seen my jump shot, so they're going to want to see something else sooner or later. And I just want to make sure I continue to have the total package, night in and night out. And that's what I work on in off-summer. Not just the jump shot, not just the ball handling, but everything, because sooner or later they're going to want to see everything.
And tonight he has. You saw that one dunk. That was the only one he had tonight, and now he has 30 or more points in 8 of the last 15, and 17 times on the year he scored more than 30. We have seen a complete game, especially 4 for 4 from three-point range.
See, I like what he said just 2 weeks ago, and that is dunkers come and go. The great players excel in all aspects of the game, and I like that. He really has a mature outlook about everything. His on-court, his off-court, how he handles himself.
Well, to become, the great ones, he's got to become a defensive player. And on top of that, his offense, what sets up his greatness on offense is his jump shot. Tonight he's hitting the threes, he's hitting the face-up jumpers, and now he can do all the acrobatic stuff off of that jump shot. If he couldn't shoot, we wouldn't see any of the highlights.
He missed both free throws, and the lead is still 84-71 in favor of the Raptors with 9 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the fourth. Portland's going to have to go some if they're to avoid losing their second home game in their last 3 starts. Rare for them. They've only lost 4 at home all year. Well, from Sabonis, the basket counts and the foul.
That was a great cut and ball movement. I did not see a foul on that, but good ball movement. And Sabonis, when he catches the ball outside the paint, you've got to beware. He's always looking to pass first. Antonio Davis does a great job of pushing him off the block. Now you need everybody else. I still don't see a foul.
See, they tried to post up Bonzi Wells on Curry on the right side of the lane, and they were milking it. They couldn't get it. Just reverse the ball and get it to Sabonis and do your cuts. He'll find the free guy.
Great point play by Bonzi Wells. It's a 10-point game, and there is Curry, who loses Wells and fires a 3 from the corner, and Kevin Willis gets a big offensive rebound. And a new clock for the Toronto Raptors. They're trying to make it 6 in a row, and that would match their franchise-high winning streak. Carter missed from 3, and the Trailblazers down by 10 with 3 minutes gone by. Wallace putting it up, and he is fouled, and trying to drive around Antonio Davis. Davis has 4 personal fouls, and now they give the foul on Davis. That's 5.
This is a great defensive play. He's got a hand check there, but he's just moving his feet. But it shows the you young players out there, the aggressive player, the instigator, typically gets the call. And Wallace made a very aggressive move right there. And even though I don't think Davis got in because he was so aggressive, he got the call.
Yeah, I like what Davis did. By his hands being straight up, he was playing him with his chest. And the offensive player never turned the corner, never got that inch on him. I'm with you on that one, Danny, all the way. And it's such a hard one because, he's got 4 now. He's got to get inside here. 5. Yeah, that was such a big foul for them. And, Butch is trying to hang on there.
6 points and 5 rebounds for Antonio Davis, and he remains in the game with just under 9 minutes to go. It's an 8-point lead. Blazers have scored 5 in a row to cut the margin, and the crowd into it here at the Rose Garden. Carter working against Edward Slim. Cuts him off. 8 on the shot clock. Christie fires for 3 and hits. Doug Christie with a big one, and that is his 3rd three-point basket of the day.
That's why we brought out that point with Christie and Curry. They both take 4 a game, and they shoot a very high percentage, and you've got to play them for the shot.
Toronto 10 of 16 from 3. And the reach-in foul called against Christie. And that will be his third personal foul, but 10 of 16 from three-point land for the Raptors.
Now, this all came about because of the double team of Carter and the kick out. But you have to close it down on him.
18 points for Christie, second to the 33. Chalked up so far by Vince Carter. Those are the only Raptors in double figures tonight. But Rasheed Wallace, who is the leading scorer for the Trailblazers, will be looking for his 22nd point.
And in the last two possessions, Detlef Schrempf is the one that's guarding Carter, and he's done a very good job. He contested the three better than anybody else has done so far. Cut off his penetration to the middle on the last possession. And we'll see how that matchup goes for the next few minutes.
Antonio Davis sits down with his 5 fouls, replaced by Oakley with 8:21 on the clock. Rasheed Wallace having a big game now with 22 points, 6 for 6 from the line.
Well, the Portland defense has got to, they have to step up here, and they must contest Toronto and hold them to the one-shot attempt.
Plenty of time, a little more than 4 minutes gone remaining. I should say gone in this fourth quarter. Now 8 minutes to go, and Carter with the air ball. And the Trailblazers down by 9. A careless pass thrown by Schrempf, trying to get it into Pippen. And here is Carter.
Got numbers.
Christie for 3. Another one. Doug Christie has hit back-to-back three-point baskets. He's got 21 in the game, and the lead is 12 once more for Toronto.
And all was set up by the defense down here. They haven't had opportunity to run out much because they don't have a point guard like Muggsy Bogues on the court. But when they do push it up, they're getting wide open jumpers in perimeter.
See, you think about how they've gotten ahead here in the third and fourth quarters. It's the three-point, their ability to make the three.
Carter has 4. Christie has 4. Curry has 2. 12-point lead, and the steal. Scottie Pippen. And Pippen lays it in. McGrady looked like he tried to foul him. And he reached out and couldn't get to Scottie in time.
Well, they're playing a lot of one-on-one right now, and that's playing to Portland's strength.
That's right.
And the crowd on its feet.
I like this right now.
And a timeout.
Yeah, Butch is going for a 20-second timeout right now for Toronto. Let's see them regroup and come out of this timeout with some movement rather than the standstill one-on-one play.
And a timeout. It is now a full timeout, and that fast break by Pippen, believe it or not, was the first points off the break tonight for the Trailblazers. We'll be right back.
I don't know where you're putting this dip, but I'll take it.
Waiting for Grammy.
Where's Grammy?
In London.
We're waiting for the rates to go down.
You know, with AT&T's international plan, you could call now.
But we want the low rate.
You'd get their low rate all day, every day.
To the UK.
Wherever.
She won't answer it.
She thinks it's too early.
They'll be laughing about this for years.
Oh, yeah.
Great rates to the world, all day, every day. Call 1-800-41-RATE to enroll.
Car makers have always promised to set you free. Finally, there's one that actually does.
Set me free.
Because every car Hyundai builds comes with the Freedom of America's best warranty, which means you're free from worrying about your new Tiburon for the next 10 years.
All you gotta do is set me free. Oh, set me free.
Teresa Weatherspoon at the buzzer, a 3. Crowd is absolutely stunned. One of the most amazing finishers in the WNBA. Beautiful. Unbelievable.
Wednesday night on Ripley's Believe It or Not. A top model risks it all. A plumber dives to the depths of growth. And the scariest sculptures you've ever seen. Ripley's Believe It or Not. Wednesday night at 8:05 Eastern. Only on TBS Superstation.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. Vince Carter's 51 points against Philly no longer the NBA season high because on his birthday, his 28th, Shaquille O'Neal now has 56 points at the Staples Center as the Lakers are running away from the Clippers. He's also got 19 rebounds. It's 110-94 with 5:30 to play. Let's go back to Dick, Hubie, and Danny.
All right, Ernie, and that's before Shaq obliterated this list right now. 51 points by Carter, and the Lakers headed for their 16th consecutive win. That'll make it twice this year. They've won 16 in a row.
Can Kareem teach post defense down there? Come on, Keith Kloss and Michael Olowokandi, 56 points.
He just got there. Give him a chance. So the Trailblazers getting a chance to get back in this one, trailing by 10. They were down by as many as 13.
Yeah, I think that right now is critical for a young team to be able to execute at this stretch, because Portland's defense is going to be very intense right now. They got to take care of the ball and get good shots every time.
There's McGrady going baseline against Smith, and a foul is called.
Well, that's been there all night. I mean, we know that's there. He can take Smitty anytime. The thing is that when he gets at the top of the circle and he's there, when he makes his move, he's being double teamed always from the wings, and he's having problems. But anytime that they clear him out on the side, it's easy for him to take.
Well, that's impressive that they come out of a timeout and they give the ball to a 20-year-old kid in one of the biggest games of the year for them. Vince Carter's got 30 points. He's hot from the outside, and they come out of the timeout and they isolate Tracy McGrady.
Foul was on Smith, his fourth. McGrady, who, as Hubie mentioned at the outset, the amazing thing, averaging double figures in rebounding. It is now 92-80. The lead is 12.
All right, here's the trap. We have not seen this in the second half. This is the first time they've been in it.
Wallace defended by Oakley. And Carter reaches in, denying Detlef Schrempf, and makes a fine defensive play. And that is not the first defensive play he's made tonight.
No, Wallace threw the ball too late. And Wallace has made some horrendous decisions in the double teams tonight.
Winding down to halfway through this fourth quarter. Crowd silenced again by Toronto after that timeout. Here is Carter driving in on the follow-away by Carter. So McGrady and Carter, the two kids, combining here, and Muggsy Bogues is even amazed. 35 points for Carter, and the biggest lead of the game now for the Raptors, 94-80. 5:45 to go. Pippen well short for the three. Willis the rebound, and the Trailblazers may have seen the air out of their balloon, because Toronto has a second win now going.
Well, you know, this big lineup has been good in some aspects, but they sure miss Damon Stoudemire out there, creating some energy for him and breaking down the defense.
What they're doing here is just running time and then trying to make one move and make it happen.
And this shot is missed by Willis, way off the mark, kicked away, and it's last touched by the Trailblazers, who are in disarray right now. And Mike Dunleavy has to be concerned with his team facing a Toronto club coming in, trying to get to 500 on the road. This team has beaten some big clubs away from their home court this year. McGrady has it knocked away.
Hammered.
Wow. I mean, he got hit.
He got hammered. That was a great play by McGrady right there.
Now, this is the thing from now down. You've got to get calls when you're on the road. Now, just watch how he gets hit right across the right there. He got fouled by both guys.
And Carter falls down. Pippen defending. The roll comes out to Oakley. Oakley rolls it to McGrady on 3 seconds on the clock. And Willis gets another big offensive rebound.
Hold it out and run some time.
That's the second offensive rebound Willis has here in the fourth.
We're going to play, remember, like when the women used to play half court? We're keeping it here at the one side.
Christie hits another three. So
what a dagger.
Doug Christie now with 5 3-pointers. He's 5 for 8 from threes. And the score now is 97-80. It is a 17-point lead, and Christie with 24 points. And the pass by Sabonis over the shoulder, knocked away, and Smith on the tap-in finally scores for Portland.
Well, they're doing a better job of cracking back. They're double-teaming the post, and they're taking away that lay-in. Portland got a couple of them easy, and now they're trying to force it in there, and they've turned it over the last few times.
But it is still a 15-point lead for the Raptors with 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. And there is Carter with a runner, and Sabonis clears it. Crowd quiet, little concerned out here, and a A foul is called away from the ball. And it'll be called against Doug Christie. That'll be 4 on Christie as the Raptors are in the penalty.
You know, Hubie, one thing that they're really missing here is with Portland, when you used to double team him, you didn't just have to guard the perimeter, but you had to keep Brian Grant off the offensive glass. Because he hasn't played well and hasn't been playing a lot of minutes, that's one element that the Blazers are really missing from last year.
A diamond? Is she serious? We've only been out once, and she wants a diamond?
If you want to get close, get the new Schick FX Diamond Razor. Alpha Diamond blades start sharper and stay sharper. For diamond closeness, shave after shave.
The diamond definitely brought us closer.
The Schick FX Diamond. The feel of smart design.
A little stress? Bet us online investors aren't helping your blood pressure.
Online? I'm on Wall Street, a professional.
My online broker lets me see stock quotes the same way they see them at the exchange.
You do not see them continuously, not as the market's moving.
Actually, I do. Say ah.
Ah.
That's why Daytech calls it streamer.
Very well. Daytech Online. The rules are changing.
They come to us for many reasons. Because we save them money on what they need with our everyday low price. Because we help them solve their problems and get them back on the road. And because we stand behind the parts we sell with a warranty that's good at more than 2,500 stores coast to coast. Fact is, people everywhere come to us because we're AutoZone, the largest auto parts retailer in America. And there's just no place any better.
Ernie Johnson back at you from our Atlanta studio. Shaquille O'Neal's night is now over with 61 points, 23 rebounds. He went 24 out of 35 from the field, 13 out of 22 from the line. First guy to score at least 60 since 1994 when David Robinson did it against the LA Clippers. 121-103 the count with 30 seconds to play. Back to Dick and Hubie and Danny. Oh, by the way, it was on his birthday. He's 28.
All right, Ernie, thanks for that last note. There you see the remaining games between the Lakers and the Trailblazers. Portland, one game back in the loss column coming into this game. They are finished 2-2 against each other in the regular season. Two best teams record-wise in the NBA, although the Blazers in danger of losing their second game in their last 3 here at home.
Well, the Blazers have to have their #1 concern of getting Brian Grant and Damon Stoudemire, everybody healthy on this team, and forget about the home court for right now and get those guys healthy. They're critical to their success.
Another factor is also the Greg Anthony with the bone chips. He's having a problem in both ankles, so he is not at his best. So they have to also be concerned about how many minutes he's getting night in and night out.
Rasheed Wallace has 24 points. Pressure in the backcourt. And Carter now has it in the forecourt. 3:45 remaining in the fourth. 13-point lead for the Toronto Raptors.
And they definitely have to try to find a place somewhere to get Joe Klein healthy from that lunchtime injury today.
Carter falling away. McGrady taps it into the hands of Wallace.
We have plenty of time here. The main thing is to come up and get high percentage shots.
Shrimp is posting up against Vince Carter with 14 on the shot clock. And Detlef Shrimp changes hands. Can't score. Wallace gets it out to McGrady. Ahead of the field, and Tracy McGrady.
See, that's totally uncalled for, because as soon as the shot was missed, no one rotated back, and Pippen conceded that drive to the basket. You know, you're not liking what you're seeing here with this club over the last 3 to 4 minutes.
Here is Steve Smith. Nothing from 3, and Wallace with the basket and a foul. So the Blazers may get the 3 points in the more conventional way. With 2:49 to go, they have a chance to narrow the deficit to 12.
Well, the thing that I don't see in Portland tonight is their defensive intensity. They've come out, they've made a couple little spurts of 2-minute things, but they didn't go their way. Someone hit a 3, and they took their momentum away from them, and so they quit playing that pressure defense, which they have to be a great team.
Wallace's free throw. He's at 27 points, and that is his season's high. It is a 12-point lead now for the Raptors. They were up by as many as 17. And Christie, they're going to use clock now with 2:40 remaining.
Well, you want to continue to use clock. The main thing is that you always, when it gets down to 6 to 7 seconds, you want to make a strong move and then have good court balance so that if you shoot and miss, you're back defensive.
2 seconds on the clock. Christie tries a three, and there's Willis. He has had 3 big offensive rebounds or loose ball pickups here in the fourth quarter to give the Raptors a new clock. 2:13 to go. Here is Oakley dropping the baseline, and he is fouled. And time beginning to really run out for the Trailblazers.
I think the last time I saw Oakley drive to the basket was in his rookie year when he was in Chicago.
That looked like a half a step faster than Sabonis.
Coming up on Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai, Ernie Johnson in the studio along with Kenny Smith. Lakers winning their 16th in a row. Scores and highlights, and of course 61 points for Shaquille O'Neal, and an update on the firing of Alvin Gentry. That's all coming up on the post-game show.
We keep harping about Portland's bad defense, but you got to give credit to Toronto because they've kind of taken the wind out of their sail. They come out with some intensity, the crowd gets in and bam, they hit a three and it's over. The intensity's gone, and the great three-point shooting has definitely been the difference in this game.
Well, only 2 teams have gone from winning less than 20 games to making the playoffs and a winning record 2 years later. The Warriors did it in the 60s, the Rockets in the 80s, and the Toronto Raptors with a great chance this time as Pippen's shot doesn't go. And under 2 minutes to go, the Raptors with the ball with a 14-point lead in control, and the basket inside, and it counts. So Kevin Willis gets the basket, and the Toronto Raptors winning, going away here against the Trailblazers.
That is very unselfish play. Willis running the court hard, and then Christie looking up. You always love it when your guards who are pushing the basketball are not afraid to get the ball up ahead.
And the Toronto Raptors, who will go even at 500 on the road, the best road record in the Eastern Conference. But take a look at some of the teams that they have won against. The Lakers in LA, the Jazz in Utah, and the New York Knicks, and none of them were really close games, and neither one is this, as Schrempf comes back and hits the three. 104-90 with 1:40 to go in the fourth.
Well, you can see how talented this team is. They got a lot of athletic players. They got a lot of good shooters. They're just probably one interior defender short of being one of the elite teams in the league, and maybe a post offensive player.
6 on the shot clock, and the steal by Dennis to Greg Anthony, and he had McGrady looming over it.
McGrady got a piece of that. That's why we brought out that point to you earlier. He gets 2 shot blocks a game, and he's 14th in the league in shot blocking. Not bad for a guy who only plays 28 minutes.
10 seconds on the shot clock, and 1 minute now remaining in the fourth quarter. 4 on the shot clock. McGrady with 1 second puts it up, and Oakley gets the offensive rebound. The Toronto Raptors becoming only the 7th team this year to score 100 points or more against the Portland Trailblazers, shattering their fine defensive record in the process, Hubie.
Well, you know, the people are embarrassed there. You know, they're letting their frustrations out by booing. They have a right to, mainly because Toronto, who could not get an offensive rebound in the entire first half, they only had 4, which is very limited, dominated the boards in the second half. Plus, they also made the threes, and then any time that a team holds the basketball on you and runs clock, the people think it's easy to go out and turn them over. And you know, Danny, they've spread the floor well here.
Well, and you know, on top of that, Toronto had a tough game yesterday. It went down to the wire, and Portland has had the day off. They should have more energy.
Here is Wallace, good point. Detlef Schrempf missing for 3, and the ball knocked away, and it comes down to Vince Carter, who has 35 points tonight. The Toronto Raptors will win their 6th in a row, and that will tie a franchise high in this 5-year franchise. Now will go 9 games over 500, and that's the best they've ever seen. So Toronto has a lot to be happy about. They won 4 straight on the road. Not easy to win in Portland as Kevin Willis hits the shot, a 3-point basket.
And the final 10 seconds of the game. So the Raptors come in and win back-to-back after conquering Vancouver last night. They defeat the Portland Trail Blazers in a shocker tonight, led by Vince Carter, 35, and Doug Christie, who came in with 26. The 6-game winning streak for the Toronto Raptors, who have won it by a score of 109-90. So Toronto now 34-25 on the season, and the Blazers in losing go to 46-13, having lost
2 of their last 3 here at the Rose Garden.
I like the all-around game plan of Toronto. They struggled early. They could not get a decent percentage shot. Their 2 inside players could not score. They came back in the second half. Inside people made a presence. Antonio Davis dominated the board.
They made their 3-point shots, and they just did an excellent job.
All right, let's go down to Reggie Theus.
Dick, thanks a lot. Doug Christie, 6 in a row, the best of franchise history. You guys overcame a slow start, but you 5 3-pointers, big-time basketball tonight.
Well, like I said to you before, it really helps when you got a guy like Vince. You know, he was kicking it out there to me. You know, he gets a double team, and then all of a sudden I get my feet set and I can knock him down. So it's definitely a blessing.
Well, you came through in a big third quarter, overcoming, dominating big men of Portland. What did you do in the third quarter?
Well, I think, you know, we had to try to attack them a little bit. In the first half, we settled for a lot of jump shots. In the second half, we started taking it to the rim a little bit more. Even though they're big, you still have to attack them because they're big and good.
All right. Vince, again, you're always talking about the complete game. Tonight, only 2 dunks. One was an ooh-wee play for the TV. But, again, the jumper was on and showing us that you got more than just above the rim game.
Exactly. And that's what I try to do night in and night out. Just continue to play hard. And I don't worry about the highlights. I figure the highlights are coming if I continue to do the other things that matter. And that's to play defense and knock the open shot when it's given to me.
Now, you know, your 51 was great, but you're going to have to work a little harder because Shaq got 61 tonight. What do you think about that?
What? I mean, hey, hats off. I just play, man. It's a blessing to see these guys score and do all that, and I'm just glad I can be a part of it. But most importantly is we're winning games.
But you have your work cut out for you. 61 is a lot of points.
Yeah, that's a lot of points. I'm happy with my 51 for right now.
All right, man. Good luck.
Thanks.
I'll talk to you later.
Right.
Dick?
Reggie putting a damper on Vince Carter's very happy night as his team won. Going in saying, I can't believe my 51 has gone by the boards. A game produced by Jeff Benke, directed by Larry Cam tonight. Rasheed Wallace led the losing Trailblazers with 27. Vince Carter 35. Doug Christie 26 as Toronto outscored Portland by 24 points in the second half. So our final score once again, the Raptors 109 and the Trailblazers 90. Tomorrow more NBA action as the Suns visit the Rockets. And coming up next, it's Inside the NBA presented by Hyundai. So for Hubie Brown, Danny Ainge, and Reggie Theus, our statistician has been Marty Aronoff. This is Dick Stockton saying goodnight from the Rose Garden in Portland.
Introducing the all-new Hyundai Accent. It gives you a serious array of responsible features without losing its wild side. The 2000 Accent from Hyundai, with the freedom of America's best warranty.
It's quite deceiving.
non-stop action at Elmsford Raceway. You'll feel like you're racing with the pros at high speed on our 3 fun tracks. The folks at Elmsford Raceway know fun. They've been racing for over 30 years. Elmsford Raceway is perfect for great parties and adult competition. Elmsford Raceway has tons of accessories for chills, spills, and great action thrills. It's Elmsford and Stamford Raceway. Call us for flat-out fun. 592-5375.
Some say this will work. Some say this is even better. Some listen, some don't. But we're all watching.
TBS NBA Monday is brought to you by Hyundai. Every Hyundai is backed by America's best warranty with 10 years powertrain coverage. By the more than 2,800 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. By Daytech Online, the rules of online trading are changing. And by Puma, authentic sports heritage for
Lakers trying to make it 16 in a row for the second time this season. Could the Clippers do something about that or about Shaq? Speaking of the Clips, we're going to focus on their 2 high-profile assistants, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Dennis Johnson. Kenny Smith is here, being profound. It's Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai. Next.
And here is the pass. Bobby Bolts to Vince Carter. A spectacular play on both ends.
It looked like he did the swim move. He had to hang in the air.
Allen underneath to Ham. Now to Johnson. Back to Ham. Goes up strong out to Kempe and dunks it.
Not that they've taken bad shots, but just like that. You know, you get fast breaks off a stolen ball. Get advantage.
Kidd to Hardaway. Hardaway the steal, Kidd the assist, and the fireworks afterwards.
Fox has got the ball. Is allowed to pass. Slam dunk. Standing ovation. Beautiful play. 54 points. Career high.
2 seconds. Garrity. Yes! For the win. How do you like that?
On a TBS NBA Monday doubleheader night, we take you inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai, along with Kenny the Jet Smith, Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. And what an impressive win by the Toronto Raptors tonight. They are now the only team in the NBA to beat the Lakers in their gym and beat the Blazers on their home floor this season. And they've won 6 in a row, and that ties their franchise high. This was impressive.
Very impressive. You look at what the Toronto Raptors are doing right now in their 6-game winning streak. They're moving the basketball, they're hitting the threes, and they're starting their big lineup with Tracy McGrady. I'm trying to figure out, where's Tracy McGrady been for the first half of the season?
He's been there.
Why hasn't he been starting? That lineup is very difficult. We talk about the the Michael Jordan, Vince Carter comparison. A la Chicago Bulls, when they had Ron Harper, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan. A big 3 up front is very difficult to match up against.
Doug Christie going for 26 tonight. Vince Carter goes for 35, and the Raptors win at 109-90. The story of the night, though, in the NBA is the season high in points. And who put him up there? Shaquille O'Neal scores 61 tonight with 23 rebounds. Hits 24 out of 35 from the field, and that's a good place to start our fast break look at the scores as the Lakers bid to make it 16 straight wins for the second time this year, and they do it at the Staples Center over the Clippers, 123-103. Highlights of that game and all the numbers crunching we can do about Shaq's night still to come. The Dallas Mavericks and the Sacramento Kings at Arco, 130-109. The Kings winners over the Mavericks, who are now 3-8 when Dennis Rodman plays. The New Jersey Nets and San Antonio Spurs, a 2-point win for San Antonio, 106-104. 6 losses by 2 for the New Jersey Nets this year, 2 of those against the San Antonio Spurs. The Milwaukee Bucks beat the Hawks by 33 at the Bradley Center tonight. Milwaukee had lost 8 of 9 at home. They get it on the right track tonight in a big way over Atlanta. Phoenix Suns and the Miami Heat. This was game 1 of our TBS doubleheader tonight, and the Suns win at 100-92. The Heat now tied in the loss column with the Knicks for the top spot in the Atlantic Division. And the Orlando Magic trying to chase down Milwaukee for the number 8 spot in the East. Winners over Washington 87-85 in dramatic fashion. We'll show you those highlights in just a bit here on Inside the NBA. The Pistons fired Alvin Gentry today. Detroit had dropped 7 out of 10 since the All-Star break, and the last 3 in a row, falling to 28-30, number 7 in the East. Assistant George Irvin, who once coached the Pacers for a couple of seasons in the mid-'80s, takes over as the interim head coach and will make his debut Wednesday at home against the Orlando Magic. The timing of this thing, I think, was I caught a few people off guard here, and Alvin Gentry probably surprised at that. Where is Detroit going, and how surprised were you to see this move made?
I was surprised. If you look at the record, 28-30 is not impressive. However, if you look at the team personnel, they don't have those big bodies inside. You look at Orlando, they playing well. They have a Ben Wallace they can throw in there. Everyone has a big body. They don't. I say Joe Dumars is sitting up there in that front office. He's the play operation. Come on down, Joe. It's time to coach the Pistons. Get back into be a bad boy. Get on the bench and coach these guys that they respect you so much.
Joe was quoted as saying that it was time to give the team a jolt. That's why the move was made.
Down to the
that would be a real jolt.
Down, Joe. Joe on down, Joe.
Go down to the bench. He's hot for you, Joe. He's been saying it all night long. When we come back, we're going to crank out the first bunch of highlights on the evening. The Nets winding up their 5-game journey through the Midwest at the home of the champs in San Antonio, while the Wizards search for back-to-back wins for the first time since December. Will there be some late-game magic? We'll be back.
Inside the NBA on the Superstation is brought to you by Hyundai. Every Hyundai is backed by America's best warranty with 10 years powertrain coverage. And by Napa Auto Parts. We keep America running.
Introducing the all-new Hyundai Accent. It gives you a serious array of responsible features without losing its wild side. The 2000 Accent from Hyundai, with the freedom of America's best warranty.
I can see you, a shining star in my thoughts. You're never far. Little moments, light as air, perfect days everywhere. We belong together, you and I, forever.
At any given second, in here, it's always Friday.
Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. How, 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 how.
Right this second, Friday's famous Jack Daniel's grill is heating up, and we're covering your favorite entrees with our signature Jack Daniel's sauce.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Every week on the Superstation, there's a storm shaking the ground, pushing the limits. Thunder last week. WCW featured a big-time brawl as NWO brought blinding pain to the Sid Vicious gang.
And there's the H-bomb on Kidman.
This Wednesday on the Superstation, feel the thunder. Thunder, Wednesday at 9:05 Eastern, only on the Superstation.
AutoZone's this date in NBA history. 18 years ago, the Spurs beat the Bucks 171-166 in triple OT, and that was, at the time, the highest scoring game in league history, eclipsed not long thereafter by the Pistons and the Nuggets in another triple overtime game. That's AutoZone's this date in NBA history. The Spurs tonight at home against the New Jersey Nets. Jaren Jackson lighting it up from three-point range, 106-100. But New Jersey would not go away. Keith Van Horn into the paint, had 23 on the night. The lead was 2. That was also the lead when they played in New Jersey earlier this year. It was December 2nd. And what happened, Stephon Marbury got blocked by Tim Duncan. So what would happen tonight with a 2-point game and New Jersey with the ball? Well, you get the ball to Stephon Marbury, Kenny.
Get it to Stephon. He's usually great at getting into the lane. He does get there, but he loses it off at hip. Mariota with a great defensive effort.
But New Jersey gets one more chance, and again, it's Steph.
He's going for the win.
You're right. Is right. 106-104 is the final. The San Antonio Spurs over Stephon Marbury in the net. Steph goes for 34 and 6. David Robinson, 25 points, 13 rebounds, 6 losses by 2 points for the New Jersey Nets. Ouch. 106-104 is the final from the Alamo Dome. Orlando Magic, Washington Wizards, MCI Center tonight. Orlando up by 2. Big old scramble going on here. White shirts back the other way. The rookie, Rip Hamilton, ties the game. And then it's Chucky Atkins. You said before the season, watch, this guy's going to land somewhere and make an impact, and he did.
He had a great preseason. It just carried over throughout the season. Doc Rivers has great confidence in him.
He had 15 points tonight. Rip Hamilton, the rook, career-high 25 points in 26 minutes off the bench. Ties the game, but here comes the game winner.
Rule number 101, at the end of the game, switch every pick and roll. The Wizards not playing good defense. That's why you're not a good basketball team right now.
Pat Garrity only hit 1 bucket in the second half, and it was a big one. They win it 87-85. Hamilton going for those 25 points, as we said, the career high, but the Wizards lose 87-85.
Rule 101.
They're 6-15 since Michael Jordan jumped into the front office. Are the Wizards. Hey, tomorrow night, TNT, the Suns and the Rockets. Charles Barkley makes his studio debut here. He's the newest member of the Turner Sports family. He's played for both of those teams. Going to be great to have Charles in here tomorrow night. And inside the NBA, one of the stories we're going to have Craig Sager reporting on Laz Burrell, the Sonics rookie from Cuba, who has befriended Elian Gonzalez, the youngster involved in that highly publicized international custody case between the U.S. and Cuba. That story tomorrow night on Inside the NBA. When we come back, the Lakers and the Clippers. Shaq and company take aim at their second 16-game winning streak of the season against a team that now has a legendary big man on the bench. You know who we're talking about. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, an assistant with the Clips. What's his take on that gig?
I had to overcome just a lack of belief that I had the temperament for it and that I really wanted it. And that took a while before people realized I was serious about it.
T-minus 4.
That DNA looks human.
3, 2, 1.
In 4 days, Mission to Mars. Rated PG.
Whatever life throws your way, you gotta be ready. No sweat. You've got new Speed Stick Clear Stick Antiperspirant. Unlike gels, new Clear Stick goes on dry to keep you dry. And dry, clearly, is the whole idea. New Speed Stick Clear Stick.
Log on to hoopstv.com.
Enough of you, baby.
Inside the NBA is presented by
Hyundai.
You were all over that one. Congratulations, Kenny. Birthday number 28 for Shaquille O'Neal. And boy,
Sharp, looking sharp.
did he impress the legendary Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on this night. First half action, Shaq inside, gets his own rebound, and he had 11 dunks on the night out of his 24 field goals, and works on Anthony Avent there. And a little more Shaq inside, and he had 26 points at the half.
That sign was by the Clippers saying, happy birthday, happy birthday. We're giving you all of these dunks, Shaq. Every basket wide open, nobody around you. We're not even going to try to foul you.
He had 30 at that point, and we're going alley-oop again.
Happy birthday, there it is again, another Clipper.
As if they need to be reminded. Here he goes inside again.
Where's Kareem? Put Kareem in the game. He's on the bench. He can do something.
It was this kind of a dominating performance by Shaquille O'Neal. The Shaw-Shaq redemption from Brian Shaw to Shaquille O'Neal. More inside stuff off the glass with the foul. More inside stuff with the spin.
Hey, Ernie, are you out there, Ernie? Ernie Johnson's gone. Look at this. What is going on here? Ernie, play defense. Good pass, Ernie. Oh, my God.
Shaq goes to Kobe for that one. You're wondering, what kind of a night is the big fella having? 61 points.
Knock it off.
23 rebounds.
Get out of here.
24 out of 35 from the field. I'm not 13 out of 22 from the line.
Unreal.
123 to 103. First time a guy has gone for at least 60 points and at least 20 rebounds since 1969 when Wilt did it for the Lakers. 61 points, the season high, beating by 10 the number that Vince Carter had put up there. 23 boards. Man alive, happy 28th birthday to Shaquille O'Neal. What more can you say or yell than what you've already said and yelled over those highlights, Jet?
Ernie, I watched that game as I was watching our game.
Of course.
We have all of those televisions
we're
upstairs in the green room.
Yeah.
They did not double-team this man at all. I could not believe, how could you not double-team Shaquille O'Neal consistently? It was very inconsistent. The guy's got 30 points, 40, you see 50. You're going to think sooner or later, at 40, they're going to start double-team. They did not double-team him. It was a happy birthday from the Los Angeles Clippers. That was your gift.
And didn't you love what Vince Carter said after the game when Reggie Thea said, you know, you had 51, but Shaq went for 61.
He's like, what?
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? He plays the Clippers on Wednesday night of this week. What? Let us talk about L.A.'s other team, the Clippers. They began the night with the NBA's worst record and wound up the night that way, too. But new head coach Jim Todd has assembled a legendary staff. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Dennis Johnson, both hired last month, have a combined 9 championship rings. Cheryl Miller reports on the job of imparting that championship feeling to a franchise that's known nothing but despair.
Kareem post up. They go to Kareem. Kareem backs in. Hook shot. It's up. It's good. It's good. The all-time leading scorer in the history of professional basketball. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Bird, doubled. Dennis Johnson, 2 seconds. It's good. The game is over.
Do people come up to you and say, hey, with as much success as you guys have had, why the Clippers?
You know, if we were coming into a place where everything was peaches and cream, we would not even raise anybody's awareness about anything as far as our abilities as coaches.
How do you turn this organization and this mindset and the players around?
I think you have to get guys to come out of the old habit of, I don't want to be a Clipper, I don't want, you know, first of all, there's only 29 or 435 of these jobs left. There's no better job than this in the world. And I think when you get them to that point, then you can really start working with them.
Despite Kareem and DJ's track records as players, the two have had their own struggles in securing coaching positions in the league. Kareem even chose to spend a year coaching high schoolers on an Apache reservation in Arizona. They believe the reasons for being passed over may be both professional and personal.
I was coaching before, I mean, back up in Boston, and I took that road from doing the CBA scouting to moving up to third assistant, second assistant, first assistant. And then somebody told me, you know, if you really want to be a head coach and kind of get your own team, you have to go through the CBA. I went there and became a head coach and then wound up getting a call from Elgin and Jim.
I had to overcome just a lack of belief that I had the temperament for it and that I really wanted it. And that took a while before people realized I was serious about it.
What was the concern about your temperament? Did that surprise you that that came up at all?
Well, I was aloof as a player. I did not have a very great relationship with the press as a player. And people choose to remember those problems rather than what I brought to the teams that I played for.
When you look at guys like some of your ex-teammates, like Danny Ainge and Chris Ford, Larry Bird, even Doc, did you guys ever get frustrated? Because it seemed like those opportunities were readily available where here you guys were, and it was tough to get phone calls back.
I can understand, as a player, my talents were unique and in high demand, all right? As a coach, I'm one of hundreds of people who want to coach, and I have to distinguish myself in that circumstance.
The young Clippers listened to Kareem and DJ. After all, they have traveled and succeeded on the path they now want their players to follow.
Kareem, I call him Daddy Abdul, because it's his knowledge of the game. When they talk, you can just tell everyone's listening. You know, all eyes and ears are on DJ or Kareem when they talk because, they've been there. They played the games we played, and the games that we haven't been able to win yet, they've won.
When Dennis Johnson first came, and when I saw him, the first thing I could think of, the first thing I remembered was the pass Bird made to him, after steal when they won the championship from the Pistons. They've been successful, they've been champions, they've been winners.
The two assistants don't shy away from mixing it up on the hardwood.
With Dennis Johnson, I don't know how old he is, but he still has it. He takes a lot of our guys one-on-one, beats them, takes some of our post players, plays defense in them, and D's them up.
Well, I had heard you're ready for a comeback, that you were running the point, the jumper was falling. I heard the sky hook was still in force.
The sky hook is rusted out. We have a few flashback fantasies. The guys.
They only last for 2 or 3 minutes.
They indulge us for a few minutes in half court, and then we get back on the sideline where we belong.
DJ and Kareem are signed through the end of the season. Their futures with the Clippers, as with some of their young free agents, are uncertain. But for now, it's clear that Kareem and DJ are committed to the players and to the organization.
In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, Jesus, just what if we can make a difference, and what if we can make a change? When we do, then it won't be, what about them Clippers anymore? Then we say, well, how about them Clippers?
They do bring a wealth of experience, do they not? You look at the seasons just for Abdul-Jabbar and Dennis Johnson combined. Compared to the Clippers and the 9 championships, the playoff games, outstanding. 417 between those two compared to 35. And 3 retired numbers, 2 of those belonging to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, retired by the Bucks and by the Lakers. When Inside the NBA rolls on, we're going to check out the Sacramento Kings, hoping that a little sleight of hand will carry him past the Mavs at Arco. And in Portland, would it be more half man or more half amazing as the Raptors took on the Blazers?
A 747 loaded with passengers. A bomb loaded with nerve gas.
Captain, we're hitting more turbulence. I think you should move away from the device.
A pilot with nowhere to land. 8 Eastern, Sunday night, only on the Superstation.
In death, there are no accidents. No coincidences. And no escapes. You've cheated death. Now you have to figure out how it's coming back at you.
Final Destination, rated R.
I'll see you soon.
Nice seats. Watch this. Excuse me, sir. I trade you a Wendy's chicken nugget for your seat. Sure. This is more like it, man. I can do better. Nuggets for your seats?
Sure. Wendy's chicken nuggets are irresistible pieces of all white meat. Best yet, they're just 99 cents. It's a small price to pay for great chicken.
Sir, nuggets for your seat. How do you think I got here?
Don't forget the nuggets.
How far do you have to go to be the best on Earth? A long, long way. Introducing an all-new ATV with Honda's legendary reliability. Available with push-button shifting and 4-wheel drive. The new Honda Rancher for the ranch we call Earth.
Monday brings you inside the NBA here on TBS. Dallas and Sacramento. Chris Webber working on Dennis Rodman and banking it off the glass early. 16-4 lead. Now look at the great look by Webber inside the Vlade Divac.
Best passing big men in basketball, Vlade Divac and Chris Webber.
Three-point play, 27-13. Jason Williams. Feed inside to Corliss Williamson. And the route is on for Sacramento. White shirts in transition. What will Jason Williams do with this one?
He kept it simple, Ernie, and he gets the dunk.
You're always asking him to do that, and he did as he fed Vlade Divac. And then Webber, again, what a great pass inside.
Don't keep it too simple for me, Jason. I still want to watch.
Dennis Rodman, 2 points, 8 rebounds. Very slow night. They're 3-8 with him in the lineup. Sacramento Kings cruise 130-109. Toronto Raptors, Portland Trail Blazers. The game you saw on TBS tonight. Vince Carter did not disappoint.
Half amazing.
Detlef Schrempf, Rasheed Wallace. The early Portland lead. But there were a couple of long runs made by the Raptors tonight. Look at that move by Vince Carter off the feed by Muggsy Bogues, who was, as always, a spark plug. And three-point field goal is a major difference in this game.
That's the difference with Vince this year. He's able to hit the long-range shot. Tracy McGrady's able to hit some long range. Doug Christie hitting long range. That opens up their game. But this is the guy who does it every night, and that's Del Curry. But right here, Christie was on fire, and that was the difference.
Bonjour, he hits another one.
Pepe Le Pew.
The Toronto Raptors, 109-90. As we said earlier, the only team in the NBA to beat the Blazers and the Lakers on their home floors this season. 109-90 is the final. Which brings us to Kenny's Court. And I have a feeling you're going to talk about half man, half amazing.
Well, let's talk a flashback. We saw what happened tonight in the game, and I thought the jump shot really opened up his game. But this right here is his real game. This is the game that everyone comes to see. The between the legs, off the dribble. This is what you're thinking. Now, what is he looking at right here, Ernie? What do you think he's looking at?
He's looking at that old-fashioned white backboard.
Oh, the old-fashioned white backboard. But he's in the air, between the legs. Everyone is motionless right now. This is the type of ability that the young man has, but the jump shot is opening to all of this. And I'm waiting to see this in the game where he can just pull this out, and we can see Tracy McGrady bounce the ball. We do it in the game. Tracy's walking up. He's like, what am I going to do? What is Vince going to do? When is he going to dunk this? When is he going to come down? But this young man is just right now all amazing in this 6-game winning streak. This is a flashback to the dunk contest. But like I said, he's more than a dunker right now.
And the Toronto Raptors winners. He had 35 tonight, by the way. Excellent job on Kenny's Court. Back to wrap things up on Inside the NBA in just a minute. The Hawks and the Bucks try to settle the issue of who's struggling more.
Every part of your business can now benefit from the internet. Microsoft Windows 2000 was built for the internet. The business internet starts with Microsoft.
Reduce the resistance, and you reduce the drag. That's the breakthrough idea behind Gillette Mach 3. Less drag means less irritation. Only Mach 3 has DLC Comfort Edge blades, streamlined for less resistance. Mach 3 glides through your beard with less drag and pull for far less irritation. For the closest shave in fewer strokes with less irritation. Mach 3 from Gillette.
With its spacious interior and serious sound system, the 2000 Ford Focus is a party waiting to happen.
At any given second, in here, it's always Friday.
Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. How, 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 how.
this second, Friday's famous Jack Daniel's Grill is heating up, and we're covering your favorite entrees with our signature Jack Daniel's sauce.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Inside the NBA on the Superstation is brought to you by TGI Fridays, home of the Jack Daniel's Grill.
Welcome back. Two more scores to throw your way before we go tonight on Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai. 33-point win for the Milwaukee Bucks all over the Hawks, 111-78. And earlier tonight on TBS in Game 1 of our twin bill, the Phoenix Suns are now 14-0 at home against the East, and they've won 11 straight at America West, 100-92 over the Miami Heat, who fall into a first-place tie in the loss column with the Knicks in the Atlantic Division. Coming up next here on TBS,
Cherokee Kid.
Do you rate this one? You like it?
Sinbad. I'm feeling Sinbad.
And that's a wrap for Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai. For Kenny Smith, for our entire TBS NBA Monday crew, Ernie Johnson, bidding you a good night as we wait for Charles Barkley to get here.
Hey, my birthday's Wednesday. Hey, I want to play the Clippers.